Zach. There you go, man.
5 in. How you going, bro?
Yeah, good, mate. Self?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad.
Yes, thanks for coming.
You know, mate, it's been I've done my time in the industry. I've been a long time coming, and I'm finally on Exiled. You know,
Yeah.
mate, finally
Finally made it.
definitely, 100%.
I need like some commemorative shirts or something made up. I got an Exile.
yeah, 100%.
So
Get all the guests to sign it. All that stuff. Oh yeah.
What have you been up to?
Mate, I've been very busy with work. I've been recording bands, mainly on Furety stuff. So that's been coming along pretty well, slowly but surely, but as we all know.
Are you doing the engineering side of it as well? Or?
No, I recorded everything on the EP. So Furety's currently writing an EP. We're currently doing an EP, a 6-track. I recorded everything, did all the programming, produced the EP, and just sent those stems and the MIDI files to Ben of Our Demise, who mixes Our Demise and a few other bands, and he's mixing Furety. He's also recording the vocals as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. I love your vocalist. He's the funniest cat.
Coolin.
Yeah, is that how you say his name?
Coolin, yeah. Coolin Phillips is
spelled kind of odd, isn't it?
Okay, so he's named after a mountain range somewhere in Europe or Norway, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Because they have Norwegian descent in their family.
He kind of looks like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, they've got
Sage looks like a Viking.
Yeah, Neo looks like a Viking as well. All three of them do.
Fuck, I forgot that they got another brother.
Yeah,
no. Have they got any other siblings?
There's 3 of them. No, that's just those 3 brothers. Yeah, so Coolin's the youngest. He's 17. Sage is just turned 19, and then Neo is my age. 20, yeah.
Oh, he's the oldest.
He's the oldest.
He plays bass, doesn't he?
He plays bass, yeah. So Neo plays bass in Our Demise, Sage plays bass in Furety and drums in Our Demise, and then Coolin does vocals in Furety.
Yeah.
And then I play...
So he's the only one that's in one band, though. Coolin
and Neo are just in one band, yeah. But Sage and I are in both of the bands together playing different instruments.
Sage is in heaps of bands. A bit of a slut.
Incestuous. Yeah, no, he's doing a lot of...
that chord's really short, huh?
Yeah, no, that's
I
right.
need to do something about that.
That's all right. You did a big, long black one to go in there.
You can probably flip them around if you want.
Oh, so that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
I got it.
All right.
What was I saying? Lose my train of thought there.
About bands, Sage.
Yeah, no, he's doing a lot of session work, and he's currently on tour with Patient 67.
Yeah.
With Red Hook and...
Red Hook. Yeah, they're pretty big, hey?
Yeah. They're getting out there. They just released a song with Alpha Wolf.
That's right.
Lockie from Alpha Wolf. So yeah. And apparently Sage had a quick brief encounter with Lockie Keogh through James Killian, who's the tour manager and tech for P67.
Yeah.
So they were in Melbourne 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Sage texted the group chat, and he's just like, guys, Lockie Keogh is sitting right here. And we were like, that's so cool. But like, don't say anything. And he was like, no, I'm not going to say anything.
Play it cool. Just play it cool.
Yeah, just play it cool, man. Just play it cool. No, considering we just saw them at Metro's on their tour, which was amazing.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And then to meet those people is quite something. I try not to get giddy over meeting your heroes or meeting these people that you idolise.
Yeah.
But because I'd like to imagine that one day I can build that for myself too. So there's an element of not relatability, but I guess relatability, because you and I being performing musos on stage, you look at other performing musos on stage, regardless of how big they are, and you can kind of know what they've done to get there,
that's
and
right.
how much effort it's taken.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's things that they know that we don't because they're that big and we're not. But,
that's right, yeah. It's a different world.
It's a very, very different world. But back to what I was saying, it's basically like try not to get giddy about those things, but I do look up to these people.
Yeah.
And I want to owe them the credit that they deserve for being such an inspiration to me.
Yeah, definitely, man.
For half, I think the Alpha Wolf show, first of all, which was an amazing gig, every band was awesome. But then watching Alpha Wolf was, because I've heard about them for so long, I've had multiple opportunities to see them but never did. I've only seen them at Knotfest in Melbourne last year.
Yeah.
And then going to actually see their proper show, finally.
Pretty good, was it?
like second to none, man. Like they're setting examples, and you can tell that they've come so far for the little time that they've been around compared to other bands. At least since they released their sophomore album, A Quiet Place to Die, they've just skyrocketed since then. Or the EP they did before that really did good things for them, and they've put in a lot of work. They're very proud of themselves, and things worked out for them pretty well. And they're setting examples because now everyone now, especially in the Australian music scene, is an Alpha Wolf ripoff. So you can definitely hear the influence in the music, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you can definitely tell when bands are clearly doing something right when everyone else in your scene is ripping you off.
That's right. Yeah, and that's the thing is I kind of get a bit wary sometimes because like every riff I make is like a machine riff. But that's just because, man, when I was listening to them, like I listened to them obviously frequently still, but nowhere near what I was when I was a teenager or when I was like developing my musical tastes more. Man, I was just like, I was like just engrossed in it, man.
Yeah,
like it was every waking minute was listening to it, and I was just obsessed over it. And I'd listen to their songs and like pretend it was me live doing it, and all that. No. And then like with Metallica and that. So even though I play a 7-string now in drop tunings, I could still make like a Metallica riff.
Yeah,
like right now, I could probably pick up a guitar and make a Metallica riff.
The influence is there, man.
Because like baked in.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not part. It's literally part of my makeup, man. Because probably the same as you, when you're that into music, and I wasn't hanging around many people, didn't have many friends. My brothers are all older; they were all out doing things. I was by myself. All I had was music and video games. So like it became like I looked up to the music and looked up to them. So then when say I see Rob Flynn or anything, he probably thinks like, "What's this guy?" What's his because I just love being around him because he's like a big brother to me. Because when my big brothers should have been around hanging out with me, it was more I was listening to their music.
And you had them.
And they were like my idols, looking up to them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, that makes perfect sense.
That's why you see like so many kids like going nuts when they see their idols, and people are like, what's their fucking problem? It's like, yeah, but maybe like you hear non-musos say that. They'd be like, what? You see the way people go nuts over stuff. It's like, yeah, because it's different. There's not just like a song on a radio for them that they listen to while they're driving or it's at work while they're fucking laying bricks or something. It's not that. This is like part of their makeup, part of like who they became when they grew up. That shaped them.
This is part of who I am, and this is a part of me. Like it's a very personable thing.
That's right.
There's so much personality and identity baked into music. So when musicians actually express these things not only with their own music but through listening to other people's music as well, that's the beauty of it. That's right. That's what it's coming down to.
And that's like what you get back to what you're saying about, how like every band sounds like Alpha Wolf now. It's because you listen to it so much, it became so much of like of like just everything you were doing, listening to it, and your emotions and all that. You just you kind of like your emotions, you kind of identify them with that sound. So then when you're making riffs, you're like, fuck, I love that.
Yeah, exactly.
And you want to kind of capture what you felt. You want other people to feel that when they listen to your riffs, or you want to feel that when you play your riffs.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. But.
No, you're definitely right. And I've actually just remembered I'm wearing my Alpha Wolf hoodie right now, which is hilarious. I didn't even realise. But yeah, no, I 100% agree with what you're saying, because there's bands that might just be just a blatant rip-off.
Yeah.
And while they may be honouring the influence that a certain artist has on them, they may not be adding anything new. And if there's already one band doing a certain sound...
So why do you ever need to listen to them when someone else is doing it?
Exactly, yeah. So when bands to put their own spin on a new sound or create a new sound, which is what Alpha Wolf have really done.
Yeah.
And now bands are being influenced by them, the same thing's happening again.
Yeah.
But that's a lot more unique, and that's a lot more exciting. So when people can take that sound but put like I don't want to say that like a band like Dark Matter is exactly like Alpha Wolf. They're not. 100% not.
But you see the influence.
You can see the influence. You can see the similarities. They've got the same mixing engineer. Like it's all that same stuff. Yeah. And it like the bones of it is kind of there because it's this whole what is now like Australian new metalcore, that genre that a bunch of bands are filling into, that I guess we in some Our Demise in some aspect fit into as well. Yeah. But
you don't have too much of the new metal sound though, I don't think. Like
we don't, but if you think about if you think about the genre we're in, the kind of scene that we fit into, these are the bands we associate with, and these are the bands that we work with a lot and spend a lot of time around and do most of our gigs with. Yeah. So I guess we're kind of in that scene. But if there's a lot, I don't know if you're familiar with the actual songs, but we have a song on the EP called See the Hate. Yeah. That's very new metal. Yeah. Like very borderline Slipknot. There's a lot of Slipknot influence on the first, on Insidious, if you ask me. Yeah.
Because it's been a while since I've listened to it already. Yeah, I don't know the songs off the top of my head.
No, that's fine. See the Hate, I think we haven't played that song in a while, and because I haven't listened to it as much recently, I've been going back to it and going, damn, this song is sick. We need to do more of this. This is sick. Yeah. So I've kind of, just me, because I'm actually not on the first EP. I joined Our Demise, and this is the good stuff we can get into later. Yeah. But I joined the band. Oh, sorry. I'm going to move this a little bit this way because I'm moving my head a lot. I joined the band halfway through the recording process. Yeah. So the guitars had already been recorded, the drums were done, and half the vocals were done. The previous guitarist, Vasco, left the band after he recorded his bits. And then, I'm not kidding, 3 hours, not 3 hours after he left the band, I was in the band. And yeah, I wasn't even in Perth at the time. But that's how fast it happened. Yeah. I already knew the songs. I already knew the boys. I'd play the songs with them at their houses. I would piss them off. We'd go and jam their houses, and I'd play the riffs, and they'd go like, Zach, shut the fuck up. Like, no one wants to hear that. But I thought it was hilarious. I did genuinely love their music because like I was the Our Demise #1 fan before I was in the band, which is why I've come on in the
That's
first
so
place.
cool as well, being a fan and then joining the band.
100%. Yeah, because for me that was like the biggest thing in the world. Because I got that message from I went to go see, me and my dad. We had a bit of a shitstorm blow up, and we needed a bit of a break, so we went down south to see some family, in Bunbury. And shout out to my Uncle Steve, who's a legend, love of the family. We got out of the car once I pulled up to my uncle's house, and my phone just went ding, 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 ding. I didn't check my phone for like an hour and a half on the way down there. And I've got messages from Cody, Ben, and Sage all asking me to join Our Demise. And I was like, oh my God.
So was that unexpected that he left? Or?
It was unexpected that he left. I mean, I knew for a while that Vass was going to leave. Him and I had a few conversations about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it got to it wasn't that the kind of music that Our Demise wasn't Vass grew out of it eventually.
Yeah.
But he actually, because when I joined the group chat, I scrolled up a little bit just to see what happened. And Vass was basically like, hey lads, I'm not really into this anymore. Yeah. Wish you all the best, but I think you should get Zach.
Yeah, oh cool.
And
so there wasn't like some kind of like background Insidious thing going on?
No, God, no.
Hey, 2 seconds, man.
No, go for it. That's all good.
I'll put a pause there anyway.
No, that's fine. No. And we will now cut to a commercial break. See this here? This guitar is exactly what you need. You need one of these guitars. This is a 28-inch Ibanez baritone guitar. If you like down tuning and you don't like, if you're not a fan of the big clunky 7-string necks and you're a massive Throne fan or you're a massive such and such fan, you need one of these. You need one of these. I'm just talking shit. If you don't mind, yeah.
I actually do mind, mate. So it's going to cost you.
What do you charge? I'm sure we can figure something out. Ibanez, please give me an endorsement. Please give me an endorsement. We're on for 15 minutes already. Jesus. If you've never been on a podcast before, this is really fucking cool. Fabian's got a hell of a setup. He's got these wicked microphone arm things, full Audio Technica gear, and these microphones actually on a hinge. So, it's awesome. And you can hear yourself so clearly. It's like hearing yourself in stereo. It's like, oh, what the hell? Because you can only hear your voice coming out this way, but you hear it coming this way. It's like, whoa. Thanks, you brother.
How good's this cup?
Oh, yeah?
Sick, eh?
You got a big storm coming out of it, mate.
Yeah, it's like 10 or 15 bucks at Kmart.
10 or 15 bucks at Kmart. They got all the good stuff at Kmart, don't they?
Shout out to Ben for working at Kmart.
Yeah.
Does he still work there?
No, God, no. He's been long out of Kmart for ages.
Where's he work now?
Okay, so he works for a dash cam distributor company in Osborne Park.
What he should say, so it sounds cool. He works for a surveillance company. Yeah, I just do security work for a surveillance company.
It's kind of security. It's like car dash cams. I actually used to work for them as well with Ben. And,
right.
And yeah, we worked at the same time. He's actually the reason I got the job. He's like, oh yeah, we got an opening at the warehouse if you want a job. I'm just like, yes.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, that was actually quite good working with him. It was quite funny as well.
He's a good cunt. I love Ben.
Yeah, Ben's one of my best mates, and we get along very well.
That's good.
We agree on a lot of things. So being in a band with him's really awesome.
That's beneficial.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
it's one of the things you want.
You need that. Yeah, 100% need that. Definitely.
Yeah. Anyway, getting back to you got an Our Demise because old Vasco pulled the pin.
Yeah. Yeah. It was quite funny because so when I got the messages, I got a. It was in my DMs. It was Cody, Sage, Ben, and Cody was like, "Hey Zach, if it's okay if you don't want to, because I know you just started your other band and you're going pretty hard with that, but Vass has left Our Demise. If you want to join that, man, we'd love to have you on board." And then Sage was like, "Well, Vass left. You want to join?" And then Ben was like, "Vass left. You want to join?" And then I think I gave different responses to each of them because Cody's a lot nicer. And I went, just like, yeah, man, nah, 100% I'll do it. You guys are the boys. I'll definitely do it. Let's go. I'll definitely do it. With Sage, I was like, because he's my best mate, I just went, nah, that sounds like a shit idea. Nah, fuck that. Nah. But you said yeah. And then Ben, I was like, do you want head? So, yeah, 100%. I'll do it. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Nah, it's good, man.
And I was, Ben, we later had this conversation. And he's just like, mate, it was fake that you joined this band. And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It feels right because the first time I actually saw them live, the first time I ever saw them, one, I got along with them instantly. I just walked up and introduced myself to them and got along with them instantly. Yeah. And we just clicked. Everything about us just clicked. And we spent like that whole night together at that gig and we just vibed hard. Yeah, like as if I was always known them. Yeah, and from then on, they were my boys. Yeah. So to join the band finally was like, damn, why didn't this happen sooner? Yeah, that's because cool. I remember the first rehearsal I had when I was with them. I already knew all their songs, didn't need to learn anything new. Yeah, already gelled with the boys, and it was just like, damn, this just works. Yeah, that's good. Talking to them after the fact was like, well, out of curiosity, how do you rate this jam we've just had with me as compared to what you did with Vass? And not to shit on Vass, he's a good guy, but Ben was like, yeah, no, that was something else. That was better. That was way better. And that's just the chemistry we have together. Yeah, that's good. We're very, very lucky to have each other because finding the right people is never easy. And I searched for years before that trying to find the right people. And good things come to those who wait, man. So that's the biggest thing I learned. Yeah, definitely. That patience kills me, but you kind of need it in this world. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's hard to have patience these days when everything's instant. Yeah, no, yeah. It's because
Instant gratification.
Yeah, no, everything's so instantaneous, and the conditioning of TikTok and Instagram Reels and all that kind of stuff really doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't.
But
you need like 3 seconds now to get someone's interest or something.
Yeah, mate, there's so many statistics in there.
Yeah.
I think that if you can work out exactly what kind of reels are working, like what about this reel works, what about this meme reel works, and you find that as a trend segue, bands are doing this as well. Yeah. And these days you find that a lot of bands are using that platform to promote themselves, which nowadays is one of the best ways to do it. If you can figure out, I mean, if you can look at all of the, because there's all the bands that go POV. You've just discovered Midwest, South, Southern Brazilian rock emo. Like, shut up. Like, there's like you can do bands like that because there's so many bands that are doing that, and it's nothing you haven't heard before. Yeah, and then guess our drummer, like guess our guitar player.
I haven't seen any of those.
You haven't seen any of those? Good.
No.
Don't watch them. But it's when the first bands that started doing that are good, but then everyone's doing it these days. It's just like, oh man, it's so tiring. It does work. There's a bit of a there's a bit of an algorithm thing there. Those videos do pop off, but do you want to be one of those conformist bands that does what everyone else is doing?
To be honest, I don't have the bother or time.
Yeah, no. Well, I
just want to make music.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing, mate. Like, some people are sinking so much time and effort into the business side of it. You're losing your.
I think in the end, if you make good, genuine music that you really want to make, not conforming to something, I think in the end, you'll always be more satisfied anyway.
You'll be more satisfied.
Even if you don't get the numbers that you get if you're playing the algorithm game. I would just, because people can sense like genuineness.
It's authentic.
And authenticity. That's the fucking genuineness. Authenticity, yeah. People can kind of sense that. Because there's some bands, not going to say any names, but there's some bands that are doing some really fucking annoying things that I keep seeing pop up on Instagram. Yeah. And it's just like, just stop it. Yeah. Like, I can just see through it. It's not congruent with your image or who you are.
Well, they don't have an image.
I know you. It's
like,
just like it's
these bands.
Just fucking stop.
If I find that these bands don't have an image at all, they don't have an aesthetic, they don't have a vibe, they don't have any like actual pizzazz to them. There's no substance to these bands, and they're just trying to fit in with everyone else is doing. Yeah. And in the process, not only are they writing relatively unoriginal music, they're just doing what everyone else is doing, expecting it's going to do them favors. And maybe you might get some good numbers from it. Yeah. But when it comes down to it, there's a lot more factors.
It's not like a lasting appeal though, because it's like a kind of Anyway, fuck them.
No. Well, that's why, like, coming back to Dark Matter and stuff like that, it's bands like, because Jordan from Dark Matter, the bass player, is basically our mentor. He's taught us so much.
He's such a nice guy, man.
Oh, he's a legend, mate. And he's so knowledgeable. He's so business savvy. Yeah. And he's taught us a lot, me and Ben a lot. We've actually had a couple sit down conversations and we've gone and had a beer together just to chat things out. And he's brilliant head and shoulders, and I'm always asking him questions, and he's always down to help us out. Because when that authenticity in a person comes through, and you actually believe in what someone's doing,
that's right. Yeah,
it's so great. But Dark Matter, if you ask me, are the best band coming out of WA. Yeah, they are top of the game. Yeah, because they may not have as many streams as, say, Daybreak or Conform or Patient 67, but they are, if you ask me, they're the most active. They are some of the most relevant in the scene. They've got fantastic music that's brilliantly produced. Yeah. They're tight live. They're amazing live. They've got a brilliant set. They keep it interesting throughout.
Yeah.
They're setting an example.
I just love I was listening to some of their stuff the other day again, like Blade Runner and that, and just their songwriting is just so fucking good, man.
Yeah, no, it's amazing, eh? It's because I think Josh knows, he's got a really, really good ear, and I've never really had this kind of conversation with him, but we've talked about influences and stuff like that. And the music that he listens to is actually quite technical and not metal exclusive as well. Like they listen a lot more rap than they do heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's their ability to blend those influences and know when not to overplay things and when not to write a too technical a riff. Like if you think about Binge, which is a riff I've played all the time for like making music videos.
I was going to say, is that the one you were playing on? Is it that guitar?
No, it was a different guitar, but yeah. But I played the riff a few times for ads. But that song, there's a few riffs in that song that are quite technical, and then Soul Sick off the first EP. There's a handful of riffs off the first EP with a couple songs that are quite technical. But then they released North of Hell last year, and that was super, super easy, and now it's one of their biggest songs. Yeah. And they're old.
It's got groove, but I love their groove. Groove.
They know. They just know, mate. They know.
You can have whatever riffs you want, but if there's no groove, I just can't get into it.
Because you want that. You want to bang your head. You want to feel something. You want to connect to the music. You can't connect to it if there's nothing to connect to. Like if there's a million if there's a million notes an hour, notes a second.
There's times and places for that. For sure. I do love some thrashy, like mindless caveman, fucking whatever. But it's not something I can listen to like an album back to back of or something.
I know what you're saying. No, definitely. I know what you're saying. I definitely love albums that are. I love dynamic albums. Yeah, like I love it when bands can do one thing really well and they're so good at it. There's a band called, I don't know if you know To The Grave.
I know of them. I'm not familiar with
them.
Well,
they're a deathcore band from Sydney and they've blown up in the last couple of years because they're just that good. Yeah. But the previous guitarist is Tom Cadden, who now mixes Sedative, Body Prison, Hell Let Loose, Deficit, a bunch of bands coming out of these days. That guy is one of the best deathcore or heavy music writers of the modern age, I think. And his mixes are nuts. Like his mixes sound like he made them in hell and wrote music for it. It's absolutely insane. Listen to what he does, and he knows how loud to crank sub drops and just like fucking bang. Like he knows what to do.
So listen, it out.
Oh mate, but it's like a million notes a second, and it's like all super fast. And sometimes, if you're not too familiar, the sections can just gel together and just become mud. Yeah, it takes a couple listens to really get into some songs. Listen to Induction by Body Prison. That's a good starter song. Dogma as well. Body Prison are really sick. And then To The Grave have a song called Terrorist Threat, which is one of the best songs I've heard. Like it's so heavy and it's ridiculous. Like they tune the guitars, they pitch shift the guitars 3 octaves down than normal or 2 octaves down than normal, so it's just complete and utter mud. Yeah, and then in the same riff, like the next note is a pitched up, harmonized with a semitone up of just this super dissonant noise, and it's so satisfying to listen to because it's so heavy and it's just, but it's so groovy. It's got a groove to it that you can just really bang your head to. And It takes a couple listens if you're not too familiar with that kind of music, but
I've checked it out.
It's awesome, man. It's so good. I've been listening to The Grave for a while now, and they just released a new album, and they've got some really good parts on that as well. Yeah, right.
There's other bands I like as well. Is that is like obnoxious. Do you know Nile? Do you know any Nile?
I know of them. Yeah, that death metal thing isn't necessarily my thing, but I know of them for sure.
But their drummer, that George Collius, or what the fuck his name is just a crazy drummer, and their guitarist, that Kyle Sanders, and
I know him.
Yeah. So just some of their stuff, super technical, super fast, and it's not necessarily I'd listen to, but I kind of like listening to it because it's just obnoxiously.
Yeah. It tickles a certain bone in your brain.
I'm just like,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like just listening to it just it's like fun to listen to for a bit.
Yeah. But I had an old band called Bloodstained Angel, and that band was quite cool because there was a lot of dynamics. Like we had a really technical, fast, death metal-y, like classic deathcore kind of song, but it had like this very chordy but dark melodic chorus.
Yeah.
And then they had another song that was all groove, another song that was super nu metal, and another song that was a bit more anthemic.
Yeah, it's pretty diverse.
Exactly,
stuff,
yeah. And that's the kind of set list and album and music that I want to create.
Are you still doing that? Or no, you're not. No,
that ended, and it was entirely my fault. I'll take full responsibility. I didn't handle a few things very well there, but I could have done a lot of things better with that band. I should have, but that ended in late January this year. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I saw you put a post up.
Yeah, a post that I shouldn't have posted.
No.
Yeah. I should have just.
Shit happens.
No, yeah, mate. I'd like to think you learn from things, and I think you try your hardest. You can only try your hardest.
Yeah.
But yeah. That bled into Throwdown as well, and that's no longer a thing as well, which is a shame.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Because I did.
That sucks.
It sucks, but like that, the idea of all ages hardcore bringing that back hasn't died. I'm still looking into that. 100%. That's like stay tuned for that. That's not going away.
That's how I met you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Through gigs,
younger
exactly, fellas there.
100%.
Yeah, and Our Demise and all that. Yeah.
I remember watching that Sean Cox episode you did.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Our Demise and you mentioned me. I was like, cool. Yeah, that's cool. The bald fella. Yeah, that's me. 100%. Yeah. But hearing you guys talk about Throwdown, especially the Sean Cox from Daybreak at the time, I was like, oh my God. I messaged him after because I listened to it on the way to work, and I messaged him when I got to work, like Sean. And I was like, hey man, I'm that bald fella. I'm Zac from Our Demise that Fabian was talking about, and we talked for a while. And
he's a nice guy, man.
Yeah, he's amazing, man, and he's a wicked vocalist. He's a good front man.
I love his vocals, man. He's got that kind of like rap kind of vibe to his vocals, and
he has a style. Like he has his own style, man. He's really good. And then have you heard? You've heard the new Daybreak stuff. Right? Yeah. It's good. Right?
Yeah, it's good.
It's
really
so
good. I was
sick.
listening in the car the other day. I think it was the song Shapeshifter.
Yeah,
that was fucking.
Yeah,
that was fucking cool. Song.
I can't remember. I've only gone through it a couple of times. I need to go through it again. There's a song towards the middle, the end of the album, that the breakdown is like, it's like this hell trappy drum and bass techno bit.
It kind of sounds like you know what it reminded me of? Like some of it was like Transformer sounds.
Yeah. Nah, but I love those sounds though. They're so cool, man. They're so sick. It's awesome. It has such a vibe. I think it's a really unique album.
Yeah,
it's really, really cool.
It is. Can't say I've really heard anything like it.
Oh no, for sure. It's very different. It's very, very good.
But his vocals are definitely the standout for me, because you can listen to any kind of metal, and I think there's only a handful of vocalists that have that ability of being instantly recognisable, and he's one of them for me anyway.
Definitely,
I could, like, if I heard someone put on 10 songs, and it was a song that he say featured on, I would go,
That's Sean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Whereas there's a lot of bands nowadays, you know, like metalcore, deathcore, and all that. They're all doing the same thing, or the Will Ramos thing, or this or that, and it's a lot of it is very samey, and it's
definitely
and there's not much individuality, and that's fine. People just, obviously, as we are talking about before, copying their influences.
Exactly. Yeah. I think that with the Will Ramos thing,
and you only got the voice you've been given.
Exactly. You can only do so much with it. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. You can't, like, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. So. I think with the Will Ramos thing particularly, he wasn't even the first guy to do that. Like that Hellfire.
He wasn't the who's the other guy?
Dickie Allen from
that's right. Yeah. I'm not familiar with that band, but I remember seeing in YouTube comments of all the fucking gatekeepers going, "No, he wasn't the first."
Exactly. Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Like that, the Hellfire snarl, which is what I call it, but that sound has been existed for ages amongst deathcore vocalists. It's been a signature thing for a lot of bands.
The guy from Cattle Decapitation does that kind of weird shit too, doesn't he?
Everyone's been doing it, man. But because
he popularised it, I guess.
Yeah, I definitely say that. But because To the Hellfire got as big as it did, and now Lorna Shore are that infamous, they're now the band who's now known the most for that particular sound. Will Ramos specifically, so that when everyone else does it, because people have been doing it for ages, they're like, oh, now they're just copying that. It's just like, well, we can't. Yeah, you are, but like people have done. Everyone, Will Ramos copied it from other people. Like this is the whole thing.
You look at that pretty much like on any genre or anything. You'll see like people go, oh, say like Metallica were the first to do this kind of thing back in the 80s, and then someone's like, actually no, this band from the 70s did it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was more like a band that wasn't really doing that style, but they kind of
they leaned into it a bit.
It's like technically or whatever. You see that with so many things, eh?
At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter at all. I mean, everyone can go in depth, and sure, sometimes it's a blow to some people's ego, especially musicians. When
kind of suck as well if you're that Dickie Allen guy and you're going, hey, I've been doing that for ages. No one noticed me.
I think that, yeah, definitely. But Dickie Allen is far from unrecognised. Like,
but I mean, it's like, I think Lorna Shaw's probably now, and that Will Ramos is more of a household name.
They're big, 100%. They're big.
Yeah. And like then he was going on like the charismatic voice, and she was put that camera down his throat. And it's like he ended up then going on like Q&A things and all that, and he was pretty much got so much press off that that the other band didn't get. Yeah.
I think that is I mean, at the end of the day...
What actually made that get big for them, though? If someone's already doing it?
Well,
was this the timing of it coming out? Or?
Timing, yeah. I mean, it's during COVID, so everyone's at home. But also think about like what we were talking about before about writing good music, having it promoted. They have a label backing. They had every single variable in place perfectly, being in the position that they are, and...
all the stars aligned.
Exactly, all the stars aligned as they often do with bands like that, which is a good thing.
Why can't they align for me?
Because we have to work for it, mate. We're from filthy Perth. We have to work for it harder. We have to spend more money and get out there and all this shit. Yeah. The perks of being in from WA.
Sorry, a bit of a subject.
No, let's
change.
switch it up. Let's
talk about that guitar.
Cool. So this thing here. So you're an Ormsby player. Mm-hmm. I'm an Ibanez player. This guitar here, I'll move this. This is an RGRT BB21. So there's...
It's one thing with their naming conventions. It's like, fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've learned, especially working at Mega, I've learned how to kind of interpret it. So RG is the body shape.
Yeah.
BB, that's baritone.
Yeah,
and then 21 is the actual model. So
this
design. So and then if you think about they have their prestige models. Yeah, and then all of their other models that aren't prestige. Yeah, they have 3 numbers in them, but prestige have 4 numbers. Yeah, so you can kind of tell that.
But you know what it reminds me of is when you look up like a, say you order like a car part.
Yeah,
that's more like,
it's
like there's something that like most people go, I just want an alternator for a Falcon. And then you go to Repco and they're like, oh, that's the BB12, whatever. That's
the
like
ABC
the part number instead of just fucking make a name.
Exactly. 100%. So the series, I believe it's in the Iron Label series, which is now discontinued and replaced with the Axion Label series.
Axion.
And the Axion, I have 2 Axion. Is that
like action? It's like a word for action.
No, maybe, yeah.
Should have done that before this started. Yeah. Axion.
If you but it's they replaced Iron Label with Axion, and Axion is like the sleeker, like more beveled edges and upgraded kind of features and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's a bit more modern. I have 2 Axion labels and I have a bunch of Iron labels, and this thing is by far takes the cake of every Ibanez I've owned. Yeah, I've got 6.
I used to own Ibanez's when I started out.
Yeah. Oh, they're awesome, mate. They're 100%. I mean, you're Ormsby now, but...
Yeah, but I like the necks on them, on Ibanez's. Yeah. And that neck on that one is very Ibanez-y. Or it's a Dino one. So.
It's a thinner one, yeah.
So, yeah.
Faye was pointing at a Dino Cazares. Ormsby there, everyone. But this thing here, it's got Damasio deactivated pickups, a Charlotte-style bridge, so all the saddles are individual. They hold the tuning stability really well. And they've got the low string has a massive bass ferrule in the back, so the hole, it's a lot bigger, so you can put a massive string in there.
On the camera if you want.
Yeah, I'll take it out.
Watch out for the fan.
Oh, cool.
I've actually done that a few times.
We had a Furety rehearsal at my house, and Sage just went, and I have a fan in the room that we were rehearsing. But yeah, so this here, that's a 28-inch. Oh, where's the camera? Oh, there we go. Cool. So it's a 28-inch baritone 6-string. It's actually quite light for what it is.
It's actually light.
Yeah. It's got a reverse headstock, locking tuners, no inlays, the Charlotte style bridge, so better intonation, better tuning stability, and the reverse headstock and the reverse headstock and the longer scale really help for tension and tuning stability as well. And of course the locking tuners, because you've got no wounds on it that fluctuate with temperature. But no, man, it's so smooth. It's so hot, man.
Looks cool, man.
I love it.
Blacked out.
But yeah, it's slightly modded. I'm going to do a few more mods to it. I might replace the pickups with something, but I like them how they sound already.
They look cool too.
Yeah, no, the deactivators are sick, man. So this, you can see it's got a big hole in it there because...
Fingering.
Yeah. There's Liam at Mega Music, who's, for one, Liam is the nicest guy in the world, but he's a brilliant tech. He's awesome. And I just said, hey man, are you able to, I don't use a tone knob. I want one volume knob. I want it moved down here. Can you do the job? And he's just like, yeah. And he'd done it in like 5 minutes. He got it done. So now I've just got one single volume pot there, and I'm going to fill that hole because I don't like the hole, but I'm going to fill it up with something.
Put one of those kill switches there.
Yeah, I could do that. But the idea is that I don't want anything there because I hit it so much. And my other guitars, I'm because my fingers are always out here.
Yeah,
I'm hitting the volume knob and I'm actually turning it down. So
yeah, I think I sometimes do that a little bit on these.
Yeah,
but it's been a few years now. I think I've worked around it.
Yeah. But yeah, this thing, the neck is awesome, and I
like that reverse headstock.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, and the blacked out Ibanez logo.
And I think their headstocks look better on a 6-string than on their 7 strings.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Personally. What gauge strings?
Oh yeah, here we go. So this comes with 14 to 68, the baritone Diodario pack. Mm-hmm. But I used Ernie Ball for ages, but purely because of the convenience of that exact string set.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm going to be using that, but taking the 68 off and using a low 74 because this is just a bit too floppy still. It's really, really nice. And if I hit it hard, because of the tension and the scale length, it stays in tune really, really well.
Yeah. Because sometimes you do get the fluctuations.
Exactly, yeah. This doesn't do that. And it doesn't even have an Evertune.
Yeah.
I have a guitar with an Evertune that you've played.
Yes.
And it's not the greatest thing.
Yeah, I'm not big on them.
I'm not. I love the convenience, but I'm sacrificing.
They're good if you just want to go, oh fuck, I got a riff, and pick up the guitar, chuck it in the song for a demo.
Yeah, and I just find that with Evertune, I'm sacrificing way too much for that one bit of convenience. Like the guitars don't feel great. They feel like I'm chugging on plastic strings, mate. Like I don't want to spend $3,000 on guitar and chug on rubber bands. Like I hate that sensation so much. I don't like it.
And
at
the tone, as much as I don't care what anyone says, tone isn't affected. I 100% know it is because I've A and B stuff.
Yep.
Here,
definitely.
I'm sure other people have in big studios that'll argue it, whatever, fuck them.
Yeah,
but my personal thing is, I definitely and the sustain definitely hurts the sustain big time.
Yeah, definitely no. It's like I've had to turn gain up because I'm losing sustain.
Yeah,
just to make it sustain longer, and my tone
is
one
already
of those
EBOs.
Yeah, yeah. Well, my tone is already ridiculously stupid, and I've had to turn the boost up and gate it less because I'm just using so much. I don't even use that guitar anymore because now I have this. Yeah. And now that I have this, the tension is perfect. It feels nice and long. Because of the scaling, the frets are slightly further apart, and the way I play, it feels way better than having the frets closer together. Mm-hmm. That's normal scale. And this is longer. It's not normal. It's longer than normal. But this feels normal for me. Yeah. It feels really great. I just feel at home with it. And I sling it really low because I love Throne. And that's like, sing the guitar so low. It's awesome.
Well, I used to have a ESP Horizon. And the frets on that were... I don't know what the scale length was. It was 6-string, but they were down like on your higher frets. They were really close together. And I just found for leads it felt so cramped. I don't even have, it's not like I have sausage fingers or anything, but I just, I see what you're saying about the fret spacing. Yeah. Like for me, it was too close. I was never comfortable. I know that guitar. I know ESP Horizons are like, they're a popular guitar. They're a good guitar.
Yeah, yeah. No,
but to me, I was just like, never really kind of gelled with it, man.
Yeah, yeah. ESP guitars are really good. But I feel And people have always said, like, why Ibanez? Like, why? There's still good other brands. It's like, yeah, sure, they're good, but this is home. Yeah. This is where these necks feel at home. This body shape feels at home. This tone, this craftsmanship, this quality. Yeah. This is what I'm used to. And I played, you gave me one of your Ormsby's a while back, and I had that for 2 months. That thing played awesome, and I was gonna like, man, I might look into this a bit more because Ormsby are local. They've done really well for themselves. They make fantastic instruments, and the one that you gave me is Korean, isn't it? Yep. Blown away, mate. I was blown away. But then I played this, and I was like, I kind of.
No, it's fair.
Yeah. No, I've still a lot of respect for Ormsby though because I see them in a different light now. It's, to me, they were just another brand. Yeah. But after that, like, I'd recommend an Ormsby. If you're an experienced player, get an Ormsby. But if you like something a bit more traditional, I guess, maybe go for something like that.
And a lot of these people that
personal taste, man.
Like what was it? Was it Schecter's? You own Schecter? Did you ever own any Schecters?
No, Ben has one.
Oh, maybe But I played someone else's one before, and I just fucking hate them, man. They just play like shit for me. I just don't enjoy playing them at all.
Yeah, no, I can definitely see what you mean. There's like for me that's
I suck on it, man. I just suck at playing them.
Yeah, no, some guitars just don't have.
It's the ergonomics, man. Like because even if you say you pick up that Dino and then this. Even though they're both made by the same company, they're just like it'd be like, I guess, picking up two different Ibanez's.
Exactly.
Both got different ergonomics. And
which, if anything, that shows the competence in the versatility of their crafts. Like, they can do multiple different things very well. Like, they can make two different things and do them very well. It's a testament to their competence. But I forgot what I was going to say before. Doesn't matter.
How'd you go putting your strap locks on?
Oh, I got that one on fine.
That was the fucking dodgiest setup ever.
Oh, mate, it worked because I locked that around the chair. So anyone watching, I posted a video on my Instagram. I sat the guitar. I put the guitar on the back of a chair, resting on the arm like that. And the guitar didn't move because it rested on underneath the bottom of the chair with the headstock like that. So it wasn't going to move. Yeah. But it was dodgy. I thought it was really funny as well. But no, this one, I had a bit of trouble getting that one in. But it went in eventually. So, yeah.
Persuaded it.
Oh, yeah, I convinced it, mate. I convinced it. Grab a jewel, get Liam. Mate, Liam, I need a drill hole. And it goes, all good.
How'd you come across working at Mega Music? How did that happen?
So I worked at Guitar World at the time under Rob Fermenton and Mario.
Mm-hmm. I used to own one of his guitars, actually.
Yeah, my dad has a Fermenton custom, like a proper custom commission, like one-of-a-kind instrument that Rob made for my dad in 96.
Yep.
And it is I've talked to this shit. I've hyped up Ibanez this much. That guitar, Rob Fermenton's guitar that he built in that's now almost 20
years old or something. Yep.
Almost 20. It's 18 years old. It is the best guitar I've ever played. Like Rob's craftsmanship and he's got a bit of a funny head in his shoulders. But he's a brilliant luthier. He's a brilliant repairer. He's got insane quality standards for his own instruments, and he sinks a lot of care into them. Yeah. And
that Fermenton I had, that was awesome, man. I got it from Cashies. And they didn't know what it was because obviously he's not really well known outside of the kind of music industry or WA. Yeah. And I knew what it was, and I was like, I said, I'm just getting into playing guitar. I just bullshitted the guy, and I said, this thing looks all right, but I think they wanted like $800. And I said, but, and the electronics were a bit fucked in it, and it needed new strings, and then I was about to say the exhaust port. The fucking input jack.
Yeah. You're a motorbike guy, aren't you, mate?
Yeah. The exhaust on it was a bit rattly. That was a bit loose.
The catalytic converter was a bit off, yeah.
So, I'll just kind of go, and then he gave it to me $400 for the case.
Really? Oh, wow. Still.
then
You can swing. You
man,
can,
that guitar was sick.
yeah, no.
Fucking sick guitar, but the fucking G string would never stay in tune no matter what. And I took it to him, and I think he said, yeah, I think it was a bit of a design flaw with this particular one or something like that. I can't remember. I don't want to
Particular design
design
for. In my head, particular design for hearing Rob from Metten, he'd walk in, you'd take your guitar to him and he'd go, this thing's a piece of fucking shit. He'd go like that because that's the kind of person he was. It's hilarious. That's what he'd do. But he was
nice guy though.
Oh, nice guy. Yeah,
because I got him to fix it up, but I think it would still go out of tune or something.
Yeah,
but
the guitars are weird because you have to do everything right to get it playing well.
Yeah,
and the trouble is, and since working at that was completely deviated from the question. I got the job at Mega because I was at Guitar World. I built up my experience over a year with working in that shop. And then they just Mega Music just posted on Facebook they were after a guitar department guy. Instantly
That's me.
Yep, no, I went into the shop after Guitar World, because the Guitar World shut at 4, Mega shut at 5, so I drove there, instantly spoke to Rory, the store manager at the time, and I was like, hey man, I work at Guitar World, I have this experience, I play this kind of music, very interested in the position, handed him a resume, and he got me to email one to him as well. And then I think a couple of days later, maybe a week later, I got a call from the owner of Mega Music. His name is Cudgeon.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd like to have an interview with you. Went well. And now I've worked there ever since. So
it seems like it fits you really well, that job.
Thank you.
And I think they benefit from having you there because...
Thank you.
Because you're a funny fucker.
I'm glad that you recognise that. Yeah.
You're kind of in touch with like the younger generation, so a lot of their... Because you see a lot of music shop ads, they're a bit cheesy or not really... They're more of like blues dads kind of ads, whereas yours definitely, cater to younger people.
Thank you. So the ideas, the videos you're talking about, the ideas came from the marketing team, but...
Oh, you weren't like, hey guys, I got this real fucking dumb idea.
No, I was not. No, I was not.
I fully thought that you come up with that. I was like, yeah, that's 100% Zach's idea.
Oh, well, it's because this is the thing, right? Because Kim, Darwit, and Jacob is in the marketing department at Mega. Those three guys, they just craft the ideas. If I have ideas, I tell them about it, but that's their job. I let them do that. They know more than me. But they'll go... I had a few conversations with them saying, hey, Kim, mate, I reckon it'd be a good idea if we because he asked me if it was like, maybe, what do you think about doing this kind of thing? And I'm just like, well, I think that's a really, really good idea. And I think that catering to this kind of audience, using this kind of content, real format or comedic things that are done professionally, not not just shit posting memes.
Yeah.
If we actually make a proper piece of content relevant to the business out of it, that benefits that caters to the business side more because we are a business, that is what we should do. So then he came back with a couple ideas, and the first one was the infomercial video, which was probably my favourite one. I really liked filming that, and it was quite funny because we kept needing to turn the Mega Music house music off. So there's just people walking around the store, a little bit funny. And then there's this guy, me, with the mic on saying, 50% off specials, like walking around there like, sorry, I dare the mic there, shit. 50% off, this and that, like all this kind of stuff. And it was hilarious. And actually...
Never to be repeated.
Yeah, no. But that's what we did. And then the next one was the breathing video. That
was funny as fuck.
Yeah. So that video, I don't think a lot of people know, but there was a real estate agency in California or Los Angeles somewhere.
Yeah.
And the video was, they wanted to film a promotional piece of their video. And the reason people know about some random real estate agency promotional video at all is because the video was my Gen Z employee. I asked my Gen Z employee to edit a video for my next campaign. And so what this person did, he filmed the normal video, but he cut out all the talking and just clipped the breathing. So we took...
Classic stitch up.
Yeah, exactly. So we just remixed that reel and filmed our content over it. And then a classic real kind of move there.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it worked really well. And we've gotten customers for it, we've gotten traction for it, and things are working. So when we do it professionally as a business like that, then we're doing pretty well for ourselves, and because we've benefited greatly from it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that first one you did reminds me of those rug sale things.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that Chasers War and everything?
I've heard of it. I've never really dealt with
these comedians, these Aussie guys, and they'd have segments, and one of them was a guy doing like a rug sale thing, but it was like real stupid.
Yeah.
And it was just, never to be repeated, closing down sale.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then it was the really closing down, we promised this time.
Yeah.
And then the next week they'd have another one, and they'd like add to it. And
Yeah.
More and more. It's like, we promise we're really actually closing down this time.
That's hilarious. Oh, that'll be cool to kind of maybe rip off a bit.
Yeah, you should.
Well,
they're not doing it anymore, so maybe
someone's going to take up the mantle then, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
It's worked out well. But like, Kim came up to me with the idea, and he says, "Oh, this is the script, and it's like these old '90s infomercials." And he showed me a bunch of '90s infomercials.
Oh, that's
and stuff
cool.
like that.
I thought you come up with it.
Nah, so most of it is the marketing thing. I recently did. It wasn't a funny video, but it was just a Ibanez promotional piece. I played 5 Ibanez guitars. That was my idea. So I leave the comedic stuff to the marketing guys. I think that my sense of humor could translate quite well, but only in certain aspects, because the way I would approach things are just a bit differently. And because they're working for the business, they're going to have that in mind. So I let them do that job. If I have ideas, I'll tell them. But the videos that I'm doing mostly are just like guitar showcase videos. If I want to show off a couple of guitars, I will do that. That's my thing.
What about the guy that's going, there was like, shit's fire for real.
The new one? Okay, so that was a really good one. That was a really good one. I think that one's probably my favourite.
Did you make that one up or not?
No. I'd have to do that one.
That's the thing, because I don't know if I did say to Sam, or I think I said to someone, I was like, Zac 100% is behind this.
Yeah. So I appreciate that, but no, I can't take the credit for that because Kim, the marketing guy, comes up with those comedic ones. He's
a funny fucker then.
Yeah, no, he's got a great sense of humor about it. And he comes in and he goes, "Okay, so I've got this idea, and you're going to be like this, and then I don't really know how we're going to do it. We're just going to do it on the fly. Let's go, let's do it." And then that's what comes out, and it's quite cool. But that guy in that video, Zac Smith, he's worked at the Wangara store for the last 8 years.
Oh, okay. And
he's recently come back to the Myrie store because his best friends, his best mates, long-lasting friends with Cudgeon, the owner of Mega.
Yeah,
so he's like, "Hey man, I want you to come back down here."
Yeah.
But he lives in Chidlow or Chittering, like way out. So he's got to come all this way. So he knocks off a bit earlier than us. So the poor guy. But I've learned quite a bit from him in the few weeks that he's come back to the store.
Yeah.
And
it seems like it suits you, that job, man. Like
I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that, because I do feel quite at home there.
Yeah.
It's a very welcoming environment. The people are great. I'm learning a lot, and I've become a better salesman. I've become better at my job.
Yeah.
And I keep progressing. I keep getting better. I keep having better experiences with the customers.
Yeah,
and
you got the right personality for it too.
No, I appreciate it, man. Yeah,
you got to be charismatic and you're not sleazy. You don't want to be sleazy.
Yeah, no. Well, the people don't. The typical thing with salesmen, especially in the car industry, the real estate industry, and
Harvey Norman.
Yeah, and the guitar community is a bit different with music, but in that industry, it's like they are sleazy.
Yeah.
They are trying to take your money. They are trying to give you like the highest markup possible because they're just lazy like that. In the music industry, it's a bit different because a lot of the people that work at music stores sometimes might not be as, I don't want to talk shit on because obviously I work in this industry, but it's no secret that when you walk into a guitar store, sometimes they're not quite there. And you don't have the greatest experience sometimes.
Yeah, but a lot of them are introverts or like a lot of musicians introverts are a bit kind of like odd.
There's just a stigma around it, and at least at Mega we try to break that by prioritizing customer service first.
Yeah,
and that is like 100% the reason, to my knowledge. Obviously, I shouldn't sit here and pretend like I know everything about the business. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the history with the business. I'm still kind of the new guy. I'm still the new guy, but I've learnt so much, and because I've been shopping at Mega for ages, since I was 14.
Yeah.
Right? And to be a part of the team and just see what, as a long-standing customer, it's like, okay, this was like the first big music shop I went to. I had a great experience with such and such people. Fun fact: Jackson from Pincer, right, and formerly Remission, he used to work at Mega. Yeah,
I bought my camper off him.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Well, he was the first person we were served by at Mega. When me and my dad first found out about Mega, we went there. He was there, and he was the first guy who helped us out.
He didn't give me a discount though, the prick.
This discount's a bit funny. I could talk about that for a while, but I won't. Discounts are really.
I'm just fucking having a laugh.
No, it's funny. It's funny. But yeah, no, he was, and I don't think he remembered. Well, he obviously says a lot of customers, but many years later, recently, last year at some point, I told him that, and he was on the piss at the time. And he's just had a beer in his hand. He's just like, "Oh, cool, man, cool. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really cool. Hey. He's like the first customer. He's like, I was the first customer. He's like, yeah, isn't it? And it was really funny. But good experience. He's a really, really good guy. And he still comes in, and we talk. We always have a good chat. So, got time for that guy, 100%.
Does Cody work there? Cody Brooks?
So Cody Brooks runs the projects department. So Mega Music Projects, Mega Projects is a different side of the business. So there's Mega Music Wangara Mairie, where the stores, and then the projects department is like church installations, like pro audio kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, right.
So venues, churches, recording studios, that kind of thing. That's what Cody does. He's in charge of that. I don't see him often because he's obviously doing that, but he comes into the store and we chat every now and then about stuff. He's extremely busy all of the time.
Yeah.
He's very hardworking, and he puts in... He's one of the hardest working people I've met. And I feel really bad every time I need to ask him something because I am the last person he probably wants to talk to, or any of us, because we just work in the store, and he's got so much on his shoulders, and he's doing it all really well, and he's handling himself really, really well, and he does. On top of all that, he does recording. He records bands, he mixes bands, he does so much stuff. His life is a bit crazy, but I commend him for everything he's done because he's done a lot, and he's running a whole department like that. He's a very business savvy. He's got a great head on his shoulders, and I look up to him a little bit because he's done a lot, and he's helped me. He's taught me so much as well. So about pro audio and all this kind of stuff that sometimes I need to delve into. He's taught me a lot as well.
Yeah, that's good.
But he's great. But yeah, so it's funny because working at Mega, I've met a few people. So there's Cody. Then there's Ben Ferguson, who is the former bass player of Pincer and vocalist in Vacant Home. Yep. He's
a legend, man.
He's awesome, man. He's such a nice guy, but he works in purchasing. He doesn't work in the store, but he works in the kind of the back end department where he's running the show.
Yeah, right.
And then
that's funny because when I think we got some photos. Josh Ang got some photos of our band, and then they were at was it Matchless Studios?
Yeah,
I think it was up there, and and Pincer was jamming, and then so I went in there because Josh goes, "I'll come over play my guitar or whatever," and I went in there jam room, and then Ben was in there, and then I was like, "Man, I think I know that." Oh, that's right. No, I was going to the toilet, I think, and I walked past him, and we both kind of pointed at each other. Yeah. I was like, we didn't know who each other was, but we had seen each other online or something. Yeah. And then I went to message him later. I found him on Instagram, and I've been friends with him for ages, and I found we had an old convo. And years ago, we were going to make a band. Oh, really? Both of us completely forgot about it.
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
And we'd never actually met before that. And then I met when I was going for a piss. Yeah. And we were both pointed it was real awkward.
Yeah. Like the Spider-Man meme. Yeah. But no, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he is.
But there's also a gentleman named Ryan Botha who Matt Daly talked about on the Sedative episode when he was here.
Okay. He had a good memory.
He records Sedative. Yeah. And he's worked with Tom Cadden, a guy, I don't know if you're familiar, Buster Oderholm, he's a producer. He plays in Humanity's Last Breath.
That's right. Yeah, he plays an upside down guitar.
Yeah. He's the drummer in Throne, which is the greatest band in the world, and Vildrada.
Yeah. I was in that band too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He writes most of that music. He writes the three bands he's in. He writes 99% of the music.
Yeah, right.
Basically everything. But he is a wicked sound engineer. He's a wicked mixing engineer, and he's one of the biggest mixing engineers in the modern metal world. Like he is. Yeah, okay. He's like at the forefront. Like the first Heaven's Gate EP. There's a band called Orphan that I and the Furety guys have frothed. But he's also done, there's so many, man. He does Humanities, Vildrada and Throne, obviously. And he does, there's so many. Oceana, some band that starts with W. There's a lot I can't remember, but yeah, if if you go onto his website, there's a Oderholm Audio. You go onto the website, there's so many credits, man, and you can hear his mix. Like when you're familiar with that mix, you can hear it and go, okay, that's a Buster mix.
Yeah,
he's the amount of work he's done for bands across the planet is insane, and he's done so much, and he's a quite inspirational guitar player as well because he plays quite. He's a very unorthodox player. Yeah. He plays a left-handed guitar.
All his stuff sounds real like apocalyptic sounding.
Yeah.
Really, really depressing.
Yeah. He's not necessarily writing structured songs. He's writing soundscapes. Something that you can get absorbed in. And when you think of Humanity's Last Breath like that, you approach it from that perspective, which like it's supposed to be, you see it in a different light. And I
remember their first song they got big off. What was it called?
Can't really remember. I haven't been done them for that long.
Yeah,
they have a song called Tide that's pretty big. That used to be big back in the day. Or Abysmal Mouth.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I remember hearing that, and I was like, it was like the heaviest thing I'd heard.
Yeah,
but it was like a different heavy. I was like,
different. Yeah,
man, there's something. It's fucking different, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
I listened to. I mean, their biggest song right now is a song called Instill. So it's like the go-to one.
Okay,
but that song is awesome because it's got some grooves and some rhythms you can kind of flow with and get into, but it has a chorus section and there's two choruses in it, and there's a part in the chorus that is so hooky that I just can't get out of my head. It's so good, and then the breakdown is so groovy. For Humanity's Last Breath and what Buster normally writes, that stuff is awesome.
Yeah, okay,
it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, I might have to check it out. Hey, I've been
I'll send you a couple
under
songs.
A bit of a rock lately.
Yeah, that's right.
So what's going on with your music wise now then?
Right now?
Yes.
Fury's the big one because Our Demise is on a bit of a back burner at the moment, so we're working through some things there, but Furety is on the grind at the moment. So we've...
Hustling.
Yeah, no. So it's been a long time coming. I recorded everything, 3 or 4 months ago now. Sent it off to Ben. And because Ben is a uni student, he's got a full-time job and he's doing other bands as well. He's got his time stacked up. Yeah. And he loves going to Amplifier on Saturday night. So that takes up most of his time on weekends. But I love him for it. He works very hard. He's got a lot on his plate, so I understand that he can't just... Like most engineers, it's their full-time job. So if you ask for a song by a certain deadline, it can normally happen. But with Ben, it's different because it's not his full-time job. He's got 2 other big priorities, and he's got things to do. So everything's recorded with Furety. I think Coolin has 1 song left to record for vocals.
Yeah.
I've actually got a sample here that we can play in a second of our first single that's going to be released called "Mauled by a Man." It's I wasn't in the band at the time when Furety wrote this song, but I was actually in the rehearsal room when the boys wrote this song with a different drummer. And I heard what they were doing, and I was like, I just had that face, man, and I was just like, this is insane, because Coolin can do the Will Ramos stuff, the Dick Young, he can do the brutal lows and the insane highs.
He's a sick vocalist, man.
He's awesome,
really
good. He's so good, eh? Every time I listen to him, every time live or in the jam or I listen to a recording and he shows us something, like he'll just send something to the group chat, I'm just like, dude,
I was blown away when I seen you when we played that gig with you.
Oh, thanks,
like,
man.
Genuinely, I was like, fucking hell. Like,
Did you notice the sub drops?
yes.
Yeah, that's because Coolin's like, I want sub drops. Coolin is a no bullshit guy. He's like, I like melodic stuff, I like this, but I want to be the heaviest band in the world. He's like, I want to. Coolin's because he can do the disgusting vocals, so he needs the music to go with it, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, I want to be the heaviest band ever. I want people to be terrified of us. And I'm just like, mate, listen to your voice. People will be scared of you. People need to be afraid of you, okay? Because if you think about his stage persona as well,
Yeah.
he is, after watching videos of him on stage, he is a completely different person.
Yeah.
He has the most like ADHD sense of humor, and because he's just got a sense of humor that is completely unmatched, and he's such a.
I love his Gordon Ramsay impressions.
Oh, dude,
They're funny.
I'm gonna bring up my phone and play something for this microphone in a second, but first we'll probably knock this out. So this song here, Coolin came up with the idea. The first riff in this song. Coolin came up with the idea. He's just like, man, I don't know what I want. I just want something heavy, like something like sedative, I just like, I don't know, like and he said that. He said that, and then Jake played the. I think Sage played that riff on the bass. Like he just like he played some random frets. It's 3 2 1 3 2 1 0. Open 4, like it's just random frets that mean nothing, right? But the rhythm and the beat, and then Jake played it on guitar, they copied it, and then they made an intro out of it, and then everyone it just came together, and I watched them do it, and it was like,
let's roll it then.
It was so good, man. Okay, can I press it?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is the first single off the upcoming Furety EP, Mauled by a Man. Yeah.
That's sick. Hold on.
Yeah, it's so good. Let me go back to that.
Fuck, where's the applause?
Awesome.
I really need this thing
That's so
over
good.
here.
That's hilarious. No, man, that's so, yeah. So that's a taste of what the Furety EP is going to be like. And it gets heavier than that. Like that's all drop E. Octave below standard tuning.
Yeah, it's low.
It's low. It's low.
Getting low.
But yeah, man, that's...
What was that thing you were going to play on your phone as well? That is good.
Yeah, okay. So every now and then, so we like samples, right? We like funny good. We like cool creative samples and stuff that works with the theme. So Furety is Coolin's very passionate about veganism, activism, social justice, human rights and stuff like that. He's very vocal about those things. And a lot of Furety's music is about that. So to reflect the violence of slaughterhouses and stuff like that and war, he gets that violent vibe going. So that's what Furety's music is kind of about. But to completely juxtapose that, we put in dumb samples all the time. There's so many dumb samples. If you saw it, you remember the gig we played?
Yeah.
We put Gordon Ramsay samples throughout the whole set. It was so good. And we played this Justin Timberlake thing that was pretty funny as well. But I'll grab up here. Every now and then, Coolin will just send random stuff to the group chat, like random voice messages, like 3 voice messages in a row. That's just the funniest thing. Yeah. And it's so funny. He does really good impressions, and they're absolutely hilarious. And he does this thing with his voice where he turns his voice into this really boomy voice like that. And it's just this his particular voice. It's his voice that makes it so funny. But this is what it sounds like. If I can, hang on. If I can do this. This is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, so I was just with the boys on the work site. And it looks kind of fucked, so we're going to have to fix it. And, probably like, like probably like fucking totally like.
So it's dumb stuff like that. So that's
Still, the Gordon Ramsay one's still the best.
the Gordon one's still the best 100%, but that's the kind of stuff that we sample.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
That's good stuff.
No, it's awesome. When he sent that, I was pissing myself laughing. It was so funny.
What's Furety mean?
So Furety, I asked Cool this once. He said it's a combination between two words, fury and beauty.
Oh, okay.
So he's quite spiritual like that.
Furety.
So that's where the word comes from. So it's a completely made up word. We just combine those two. Well, it rolls off the cuff quite well. That's cool.
So how many songs do you guys have?
We have 7 completed ones. 6 of them are on the EP that's going to come out.
Okay.
Still
When's that coming out?
No idea.
Right.
It's not finished yet. Mauled by Man is done. That single is finished. That's done.
Mm.
But
You can do a video and all that? Or?
oh yeah, we're going to do the videos. Yeah, we don't really know who we're going to go with yet, but we got ideas. We have a very specific creative vision. We're massive fans of analog horror,
Okay.
VHS tape horror. I'm not sure if you're familiar, but we binge watch this kind of horror thing, this VHS stuff.
Oh,
And
there might be a movie you might have heard of. It's in my... You know when you save things on your browser?
yeah,
Like, I've got like fucking 20-something
Yeah.
browsers open.
yeah. I'm going to take my
It's
hoodie
this
off.
movie, I saw this really fucked up execution scene in... I just saw it on social media. I looked up the movie. It's called In a Violent Nature.
I haven't heard of it, no. But
Oh, man, you got to look up this
right.
death scene in it. It's fucked up. It's kind of... It's cheesy like a lot of horror stuff is, but... What's that other... so you use like that... What's that Art the Clown movie? Terrifier.
Terrifier.
Do you watch them or not?
Okay, so no, that's a bit of a different thing.
Oh, okay.
So if you think about stuff like Terrifier,
So the VHS stuff is more like it's kind of like snuff kind of themed. It's almost as if it's a snuff
So-
movie. Is that...
sorry, I didn't realize I was wearing it.
What shirt is that?
So this is the Our Demise.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah.
is the Insidious shirt. This is
Oh,
our
how have I
EP.
not seen that shirt before? I've seen the other one. What's the gold kind of...
The
orangey
Vultures one.
Yeah.
So that was our launch show exclusive that we only did 50 prints of.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, no. Well, this was the second run that we did,
Yeah, okay.
and I've only got maybe 2 or 3 of these shirts left.
Yeah,
And
right.
it's also got a back.
I don't
print as
have an
well.
Our Demise shirt. I need one.
Come and grab
Might
one.
have to take that one off you.
Oh, yeah, come and grab it off me, bro. Anyway, so what were we saying? Oh, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh,
horror
VHS.
movies.
Okay, so Terrifier, that's too much for me. That's a different kind of thing. That's just straight up gore fest. Like
Yeah.
that's just shock value for the sake of shock value.
Yeah.
I can't watch that. It's just gross. It's just not my kind of movie.
To be honest, I find it's a lot cheesy. It doesn't affect me. You know what I find uncomfortable to watch is Saw or Hostel.
Oh, man.
You know where they like cut that guy's Achilles tendon?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. Because you look at the stuff on Terrifier. I haven't seen the movie. I just looked up the famous scenes on it.
Yeah.
And
It's kind of unrealistic and you lose that credibility.
It's kind of like I've seen some stuff on Reddit, some fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't know, that doesn't really look plausible. But then you look at like Hostel or Saw, and they're really
They're gritty and
yes, they look like you could imagine that kind of happening or something.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's quite unrealistic, but it's still more realistic than Terrifier or anything like that.
Yeah.
And you look at it, and you can't help but think, what if I was in that position? And that's the question that the Saw movies are really good at asking their audiences, and that's why they've gotten so big. But those movies are terrifying. I've watched one Saw movie. I will not watch another one. I've seen snippets of other ones here and there.
I just
The
find them
lore
just
is quite cool, but-
uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, no, it's
More.
definitely
I'm just like,
uncomfortable. It's just like I don't want to watch this. Like, I don't really want to watch this.
Yeah.
I watched a movie called Smile recently, and
Is that on Netflix or something?
it's on Netflix. Did you ever see that promo where, like, on the news and stuff, in the background there's just some random person smiling at the camera like that?
Oh, okay.
You ever see that?
No.
Okay, well, it was a big trend that went around as promotion, as it was all promo for this movie called Smile. The movie is absolutely fucked. It is
Good or bad?
Oh, it's really, really good. But
Smile.
it's really good, but I will not watch it again. And the ending is
Is it on Netflix now?
it's on Netflix now. Yeah, you can
I'll
go
just
and
put
watch
it
it
on my
now.
phone.
Yeah, it's
I'm just going to start watching it now.
watch party. Let's go. Reaction.
Smile movie.
Yeah, it's terrifying, mate. It's really well made, it's not like it is quite gory towards the end.
Yeah.
But it's not terrifying. It's not unrealistic. It's not for the sake of gore.
The other ones I heard about horror movies as well is like where the victims it's so typical of like the teenage horror ones where they're like the car won't start or they trip over when they're running because she's wearing heels and it's like you chose like the worst shoe choice possible to be running from a killer.
What's this? Let's go inside this random raggedy house in the middle of the forest like for no reason. No, that's kind of thing. Yeah, that's quite that's just juxtaposed because you're like that just wouldn't happen. Like I would not do that.
No.
I just wouldn't do that. But yeah, I think you can go down the rabbit hole with that kind of thing. Horror is a very creative genre, and because of that, horror and thrillers, you can get lost in what you're trying to achieve in the film. If you don't have this kind of core central idea or this theme that keeps everything together, you lose it. And movies like Smile or Blair Witch, for example, they have this core central theme they're trying to convey an idea, and they had a creative vision. Due to, in Blair Witch's case, it was mainly budget constraints.
Yeah, and this was like found footage kind of.
Exactly, yeah. And that kickstarted a whole genre.
Like Cloverfield. And
exactly, Cloverfield is awesome.
I forgot about
love
that movie.
Cloverfield.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was a wicked movie, man. Those movies are
kind
awesome.
of made me feel a bit nauseous though. The camera movement.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the effect, I guess, because that's in that exact situation. You wouldn't see the monsters clearly. No. You wouldn't be able to walk through a crowd easily.
No.
You're going to be looking every in there. Your adrenaline's going to be going. You're scared. That's kind of the vibe. And when they put you, with found footage, they're putting you right in that moment, which is why it's that much more terrifying. But that kickstarted VHS, and that brings us back to Furety. So on YouTube, there's this guy named Baddington. He makes like fan-made horror VHS tapes, analog horror tapes of random things. One of them, call it corny, is Five Nights at Freddy's.
Okay.
That video game.
Yeah, I've seen that on the PlayStation Store, but I don't actually really know what it is.
Oh, well, basically the basic premise is that there's a restaurant. It's now closed down. You play a security guard who has to watch. You play a security guard that works the night shift for a week at the restaurant.
5 nights.
Exactly, 5 nights. There's a bunch of animatronic robots, which are the whole gisty theme of this restaurant, but they're possessed and they come to kill you, basically. That's the basic premise.
So what do you do in the game then? Shoot them?
No, you sit, it sounds boring, but it's quite tense. You sit in this office and you don't move. It's just like I don't know what you would call it. I'm not familiar with games, but you just sit in the office and your perspective moves across the screen like that. The idea is to keep the animatronics out of the office and stop them from killing you. And they're always coming at you. So from all different directions, you're just trying to keep them out.
And so what do you do to keep them out? Like?
Oh, well, there's doors you shut, there's lights you turn on, there's cameras you can look at, a bunch of different in-game things that can keep the animatronics at bay.
All right.
All this kind of stuff. There's a few layers to it, but yeah, that's the basic premise. Anyway, the lore is terrifying, and the games are really scary to play. They're quite thrilling.
Yeah, because I had teddy bears on the thing, and I was like, I'm not fucking playing this shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the teddy bear is terrifying, mate. Because I don't know how many games there are now. There's 5 official Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Now there's a bunch of rip-off games because the original owner sold it to a different company, and now they're making a bunch of games for profit. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, like they're full Disney-fied it.
Yeah.
So the original story is a bit lost now, but their whole basic premise, each game added more animatronics, added a new aesthetic. The 4th game is nightmare fuel, man.
Come on, I've checked it out then.
Oh, yeah, just watch some like playthrough videos or something like that.
Did you ever play any Resident Evils?
No, I know them.
Oh, man.
And I watched the movies, which I quite enjoyed. They were a bit shit, but I couldn't get over it.
The Resident Evil 7, it's the one where you go to like it's like a house in the south of North America, like Bayou kind of area. Right. And on this one bit, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't played it, but basically you're looking for some woman and she ends up possessed. And I just remember me and the missus were playing it and I had a mate over and we were all fucking just shitting ourselves because you go in the basement, it's kind of like flooded out to like knee high with water, and then ladies just like starts running at you on all fours through the water.
Cool.
And she's got a knife and then it's in first person. She stabs you in like the hand. It just looks so real, all the blood coming. And
Yeah, wow.
man, it was so fucking terrifying. And then you go in a room with all these mannequins and she's in there and then she jumps out from behind one. It's just like, I can't play that shit. It's just like jump
The
scare
suspense,
stuff.
Yeah, the suspense is like, I find that the suspense is worse than the actual jump scare itself. Because in your jump scare, it's just like, oh, no, ugh. But then your suspense, you're like, you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what to do. But yeah, I find that coming back to the VHS thing, trying to
Yeah, sorry, mate.
trying to
I
stay
keep
no,
fucking
that's fine.
changing the
That's
subject.
fine. That's fine. It's a podcast, mate. Some people will go, oh, Resident Evil, yeah. Fabian Ragged talk about that. He's that really famous bald guy. Yeah, they'll go that. That was it. With cool tattoos. But they'll go that we look at these Baddington's Five Nights at Freddy's fan-made tapes. Mm-hmm. They are terrifying. They are honestly scary as fuck. And some people think that might be, just these animatronic teddy bears. That's not very scary. Watch these videos, man.
Yeah, okay.
You will shit your pants. Because we just sit there at Sage's house with the four of us just on the couch watching it, just going like that. And we were like, we need to make a music video like this.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. So we want to...
Wonder who would be good to do that.
Andre Avila.
Oh, right.
Unfortunately, he's out of commission for work until the end of the year. So he's the perfect guy that we want to work with, but we can't work with him at the moment. So we're going to go with someone else until he's available. But he does all our photos still. Yeah. I love his photos. He's a great guy, honestly. Photos are good, mate.
I think I might have met him, eh? Maybe. Have I met him? I don't
He
know.
did photos for us at 459.
Oh.
You might not have met him, but he's taller.
Yeah. I've got him on Facebook and that, but I don't think I've ever really spoken to the guy.
The sexiest man you've ever met in your life. Oh man, I'm not that way inclined, but I can recognise a good looking bloke when I see it. And
I really want to suck his dick.
Yeah. Mate, his hair, his glasses, the way
He's
he
just
dresses.
well put together.
He's well put together, mate. He's one hell of a package. But his photos are amazing. His work is really good. He used to be in Sedative he still does a handful of videos for Sedative every now and then.
Okay. Well, was he in that Illyria band?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays in Illyria.
Yep. Okay.
He plays that single cut Ibanez telly looking thing. It's a weird guitar, but it's a cool guitar. But yeah, that's him. Mm-hmm. We love Andre. We really want to work with him, but he's just he's got a job. He's got a job. His job is very, very
fucking arsehole.
Intensive at the moment.
Job. Fucking prick.
Yeah, but we're either going to go with Joe Varley or James Killian because James did a video for Heaven's Gate called Rat King, which is also one of my favourite songs right now. It's awesome.
I love his videos, man.
Yeah, no, he does really good stuff because they're like, he has this like glitchy kind of vibe to it. Yeah. And then the Rat King video has this like VHS thing that he reached out to someone who has certain gear. Josh Ang talked about it as well on your podcast.
Okay.
I think it's the same person. But they have this unit, this box, this piece of tech that they plug into a VHS TV, I think. Mm-hmm. And then they film the screen or just like export that footage and it glitches and makes it really
they did
weird.
that for that Pince video where
Ugly
Jackson's kind of like right up in the camera thing.
Ugly
it looks like
skin,
yeah.
Good, it's a really good video. I think that. See, some people think that's weird. I think it's awesome because it's unique. It looks really, really cool.
It's simple and
100%, definitely.
Yeah.
Simple and basic.
I love that. Speaking of good videos, I've always loved the Blade Runner video.
Oh, Dark Matter. Yeah.
That's in that room.
Yeah.
But it looks like a kind of a snippet thing.
Yeah. And then it's moving around. Like,
man, that is so well done. That is one of the most creative videos I've ever seen.
You reckon? Yeah,
man. Cool. I've just never seen anything like that before.
Ever. No, neither have I. I
wonder. I don't know like how the guy came up with that idea, but it's fucking cool.
I think what they did was, I don't know where the idea came from, but it's a Josh. They found some guy who did
I think he talked about it on the podcast.
Like that. Yeah. He just did some clothing and it was a similar vibe and he's just like, let's do that, and they adapted it a bit. That's what I'm.
Because he loves his shoes. It was probably a shoe video.
Yeah. Shoe hole trial. Let's go.
Yeah, but and then I love the claustrophobia video too, like in that house kind of.
Yeah, that's a cool video.
That's cool.
That's a cool video.
Everything they do is cool.
Because Dark Matter are the best, man. Cool, they're the best. They're just the best. We love you guys. Setting staples, setting examples. Those guys are.
Yes.
Really, 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 really proud to know them.
They're like a very big influence.
Yeah.
But I always struggle to kind of emulate anything they do.
Yeah,
Even I try. But
you would come from a different.
like Chrome Shadows I was really trying to emulate claustrophobia really hard.
Yeah, we could. It's and I think you did a really, really good job of honouring your influence there because Chrome is sick, man. Chrome is sick. I love that too.
Thank you.
The riff is awesome, man.
Cheers.
Really good riffage on that one.
Cheers.
Because we've talked about the riffs.
Yeah.
And you're talking about all this like intricate stuff that you don't notice on the first listen, that you don't notice in the full mix. It's not
there's
until
a
you
really
watch
hard
them play.
riff in it, but well, it's not really hard, but it's hard to play standing up. I think
It's stretchy.
because it's really stretchy,
yeah.
and then it goes all the way like that. But it doesn't sound hard.
Yeah.
But then when you go to play it, you're like, oh fuck.
Because there's you have to play it the right way. It has to be properly
that's correct.
played. Yeah. But when you have a band like them, Dark Matter, who always practice their part, they rehearse weekly, and they always get the stuff going.
Yeah,
It's really, really, really cool because you watch them and you go, I want to do that, and I want to be like that.
Yeah,
And people are going to their shows, and that's what they're seeing. And the fact that they come from a similar scene to us, they're basically the same scene, but obviously they've done a lot more work. Credit to them, they've done a lot more work than us. But we're nowhere near their level. But I'm very proud to call them mates. I'm very proud to be in a scene with them, and I'm very quite honoured to be around them.
Yeah,
I'm still yet to
definitely.
play a gig with them. I'd love to play a gig with them.
Yeah,
I'd
same.
love to. That'll be so good.
Yeah,
But one day.
chuck us on the bill.
Please, Jordan. Please. Really, really love. Anyway, enough wanking.
So when do you actually think you're going to drop some Furety stuff?
Okay, so we're hoping to get some stuff before the end of the year. It's very, very tight knit at this point, so we want to get it out as soon as possible. We're always working on it. Like we're staying on top of it as much as we can, but because of Ben's schedule, it's hard to stay on top of. Because
Ben.
Stop going on Amplify every Saturday night. But he is working on it, and he's done the 3 singles. I'm pretty sure. But we're not doing anything without music videos.
Yeah,
because
you can do a video for every single one of them.
All 3 of them. Yeah, definitely. And they're bangers, man.
How do you go about affordability for stuff? Do you all put into like an account, or how does that work?
So Furety, Our Demise has a business account. Yeah, we do that there.
Do you use like weekly direct debit things into it?
No, we don't. We don't make like deposits out of our own money. Right now, Our Demise bank account is purely funded by what we make.
Okay.
So merch and gigs, because the rest of us don't. Me and Ben do. Cody does. We're the guys with like full-time jobs. Yeah. We can afford it, but Sage being a session muso, it can be a bit
money comes and goes. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think Neo is between things at the moment, so he's kind of struggling for a bit of cash. That's not something I should say on the podcast. Sorry, that's not. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say that. We're doing really well. Yeah, we got lots of money. Yeah, we can provide. Yeah, no, we can do that.
If anyone knows anyone in the band's not.
Yeah,
really
definitely.
rolling in money.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there. We've all struggled. And that's the way the world works these days, unfortunately. Excuse me. But it's Furety. You can cut that out if you want to. Sorry.
He's living on 2-minute noodles. Megarang and egg.
Yeah. Bloody. So Furety, I think.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
Let's have a laugh about it. Okay.
All right.
So. Calm. Okay. Furety is financially done. We all put in. We all save. We all have income. So
yeah. I wasn't more like a personal question in like what's everyone contributing, but more like it's just interesting to know how some bands fund their thing because videos are fucking expensive.
Right. So I'm just talking about the money everyone makes for no reason. Sorry.
No, it's more like, to use, because we do a direct debit thing every week. We all chuck in a bit of money.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it because
we don't have like an income stream. We don't sell fuckloads of merch or anything at the moment. So
yeah,
and we're not very active.
Yeah, you can change that, mate. You can change that.
Mm.
It's an interesting one because we pay for everything ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We don't rely on
Centrelink.
No, don't rely on Centrelink or any other income of any kind. It's all ourselves because the money. At the end of the day, the money. We have to have the money. We have to have the right amount of money, and we have to know what we're spending. We have to be smart about what we're spending. We have to budget. We have to think about music video, promo, like the bit of goss here. When Our Demise released Vultures last year, that was, can't say exactly how much, but it was multiple thousands of dollars to do the music video, the promo, and all that kind of stuff. Luckily, with Our Demise, because it's Ben's band, we don't pay for recording or mixing.
Yeah.
Because he's very, very good, and we can get like proper quality stuff because of how much he's learnt. And
Yeah, it definitely saves a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
If you add up, anywhere ranges from, your $400 to $700-800 for per song.
Yeah, exactly.
With most people. So
Cody's old band, he played in a band called Viscerous, and he reckons that they paid. No, I won't say. It was a lot for one song, and there's 10, 12 songs on that album they released. Yeah, but it was a lot of money for one single. A lot more than a regular, like Lance Prank, who does Alpha Wolf and Dark Matter, Dissects, Polaris, bunch of bands, Diamond Constructs, in the scene these days, is not as much as what this was. Yeah. I was like, damn.
That's actually funny, because a few people, like bigger names, were cheaper than I'd actually thought, because there's other people that don't have the resume some people have that are a bit more expensive.
I think that's not a customer service thing, it's a business thing. Because I think that they've worked out the ratio between incoming customers and clients' bands and what they can charge per song or per service, what's going to benefit them the most. Yeah. Not necessarily make them the most money, but what's going to be the most practical use of our time together, working with you and you working with me, and like what's going to be an actual worthy amount of money. Yeah. Not really putting that very well, but that's the idea, I think. I'm not going to pretend. I probably shouldn't pretend I know what goes on behind the scenes about it. But as far as I'm aware, that's what most businesses will approach that by. Yeah. I'll get out of breath too easily. You just see me at work, mate. I'm spilling customers talking on the phone. This and that, this and that, this and this and this and that. Yeah, and this and that, and this and that. So you get this, like, constantly over it, mate. Like, constantly talking so much. Yeah. So, I should probably ask, how did you get into playing guitar? Okay. I don't remember much. I remember the exact date I started playing guitar.
Yeah, right.
It was the 8th of March 2018. I picked up a guitar.
Was it drizzly Tuesday?
On a Wednesday.
It's 25 mil of rain. Squally winds.
Dog shit everywhere.
About 13 knot an hour winds.
It was overcast. It was raining, the dogs were outside. That date, I can't remember what the first song I learnt was. Can't remember what the first bunch of songs what I learnt was. The first thing I actively remember learning was Perfect by Ed Sheeran on my granddad's acoustic in Southern Cross a month and a bit into my playing. Okay. That's the first thing I actually remember learning. But
what made you pick up the guitar?
No idea. I can't remember. I don't know why. I just think I just looked at it.
Why can't you remember?
Sorry?
Why can't you remember?
I don't know. I guess it's foggy or...
Yeah, I have that as well. There's so much stuff I don't remember. Even, this is probably pretty embarrassing to say, but even about my kids growing up, and they're still young, missus will tell me things and I'll be like, I honestly don't recall that at all.
Yeah.
And it's not for any reason, not that I don't care.
Yeah, no,
it's
of course
more,
not, yeah.
I don't even know why. I don't know why my brain's stupid. It just is.
I think that it's.
I remember traumatizing things more than happy things
Yeah,
for some reason.
yeah, because the negative side of our brains apparently is bigger,
Stronger.
than the stronger, more powerful side that says yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's an evolutionary protective mechanism to keep us safe from predators and stuff like that. Back in the day when we were, wearing lettuce leaves and stuff like that, so all that. But
mine was more like a baby spinach leaf. Banana leaf.
I think buddy, I think that musicians also use a particular part of our brain as well that not a lot of people don't. So like creatively inclined people, like musos, actors, artists, writers, authors will use a part of the brains in the back of the brain that normal people that aren't that way inclined, normal people, that's really rude, that other people who are creatively inclined.
Boring people. Fucking losers.
People that aren't creatively inclined don't use the part of that brain.
Yeah, yeah.
So they'll only like be invested into creative things a certain amount, but we will obsess over it, right? We will learn an instrument, get good at instruments, get a passion to do this thing, or actors will really work on their acting skills and their craft. Because I say that because I come from a background of that as well.
I'm probably going to get some angry people saying this, but whenever I think about people that are opposite of musos, that I think of musos as like deep, passionate people that. And then the other side of the spectrum is like footy fans.
Bro, that's literally that's a perfect comparison, honestly, if you ask me. It's a
Sitting
perfect
on the
comparison.
couch drinking beers and they're like, fucking go to the blue, up the blue, or whatever the fuck they say.
Mate, Fabian, what would you rather do? Would you rather sit around working a job and then the joy you get out of your life is just, 50-hour, 80-hour work weeks doing a job you hate?
I actually can't comprehend because I work with a lot of guys. So none of them listen to my podcast, so I'm definitely not going to offend them because they won't know. But a lot of them just go to work, and then
get on the piss
home,
Friday,
drink piss,
and
or every day get on the piss, drink half a carton of piss. Probably, a lot of them are probably got drinking problems, and they just sit there and watch footy and then yell at the TV or fucking whatever, and that's like fulfilling enough for them. And I'm like, I can't even fathom that, man. It's like I have to be doing something. I go, if I don't have like some creative output, I'm like, I have to be either doing something like 3D printing something or like buying shit from my motorbike and putting it on it. I have to be doing something constantly.
Yeah. You have to be putting yourself to work. You have to
I can't just sit idly and like just
you have to be getting something out of your life. You have to make it worth living.
I just can't fathom sitting there watching footy, man.
No, I couldn't.
That's been my existence. Like, we fucking, and how they always think they're part of the team. They're like, no, fucking, we got the bloody cup or whatever they're talking. So
they should have done this. They should have done that. Or
you
why
didn't do anything, man. You sat on your
exactly,
couch drinking piss.
Yeah,
and you watched the guy kick a fucking ball, man. And hey, I get it. Those guys are probably pretty talented, but they're way overpaid.
Yeah, I guess so. By the way, there's nothing wrong with footy. There's nothing wrong with footy, but okay, we're gonna. But I don't think that. I
don't care. I don't care. But I'm just saying that's when I think of depth of human thinkings.
There's more to life than that. 100%.
They're like mollusks, shellfish, or something.
They're shells of people,
or like a starfish, and then I'm more like a orca.
I'm a glorious shark. I'm a beautiful fish.
Sperm whale.
Big long sperm whale.
Jizz whale.
Cum whale. Oh, man. There's, Anyway, sorry.
Oh, yeah. One thing I was asked you before, if you mind me asking or not, what's your health condition, if you don't mind me asking?
Okay, no, more than happy to talk about it.
Because when I met you had like some hair. It was like long, but it was...
When I met you had some hair. That's hilarious, mate. Sorry. That's hilarious.
And now you don't.
Yeah. Well, so I have a condition called alopecia areata.
Okay, yeah. I've heard of alopecia.
Yeah, so alopecia is a... I don't know where exactly it comes from. Isn't it? Sorry?
Is it autoimmune?
It's an autoimmune disorder that sometimes is genetic or sometimes it's triggered. So I think I have the gene from it. No one in my family has ever had it. I'm the first person in my entire heritage that has had the condition. Pretty sure it's genetic, but it's also been triggered by an overuse of antibiotics.
Okay.
When I was younger, lots of stuff was going wrong. Had lots of injuries, diseases, illnesses and stuff like that.
Were they like something you're born with, or you acquired these?
I acquired them. I wasn't born with them, but I'm pretty sure I was born with this condition that was triggered by an overuse of certain medications, certain drugs, you know. So what's happened is, I mean, to give you an idea, I've broken this arm twice. I've broke my foot. I've broken ribs. I've gotten into a motorbike accident.
What was it all from just doing dumb shit, or?
Oh well, mate, it's not necessarily. Sometimes I'm not like a crazy person, not out doing crazy stuff.
Are you
like
accident prone or something?
I guess so, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
But I've had pneumonia, bronchitis. My appendix burst. That almost killed me, actually. I've been through it, man. I've had a lot. The list goes on. I've had certain things that are a bit too inappropriate to talk about in the podcast. But yeah, the list goes on. So as a result, what's happened is my immune system has gone, no, it's too much, and it started attacking me, like my actual body.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is hair. So alopecia is a genetic, it's a genetic autoimmune disorder that is targeting your immune system. One of the things that this is just a side effect. It's not alopecia isn't losing your hair. It's your immune system's fucked.
Okay.
So it's hyperactive. It's not underactive. It's hyperactive. So it's attacking yourself.
Do you get sick easy then, like colds or flus, or
Not necessarily.
would you be more susceptible to say cancers?
So I'm more susceptible. I was recently informed that I am more prone to certain things.
Okay.
There's this thing called vitiligo, which I can't remember for the life of me what it was. I feel bad that I don't remember what it was.
You know, I need like an Alexa in here where I can go, Alexa, what is it? Like, Joe Rogan has that Jamie.
Yeah.
I need like an Alexa.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be cool. Alexa, what is this?
What is vitiligo?
Yeah, but there's a bunch of things that I'm a bit more prone to. Never mind. I've had something that's just gone. But yeah, I'm a bit more prone to certain things. So one of the things, I lose my hair. This is the second time it's actually happened. It comes in waves.
Oh, so you can grow it back?
Can grow it back, yes. The first time when I was 13, I just turned 13, it started going patchy and I started losing patches.
Yeah, okay.
And then along down the line, it got bad and then I was patchy all over my head. I still kept my hair, so I had relatively long hair at the time.
Yeah.
It was just maybe about there. But I was trying to grow it out, and getting patchy didn't really work.
It's fucked when that happens, when you're like trying to grow it out and you want a certain look and then your body's like, actually no.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. We just got to deal with it.
How does it obviously affect your self-esteem in that, eh? Because everyone wants to look a certain way.
A little bit, yeah. So,
and you're worried about people obviously asking you things or looking at you a certain way. Or
well, this is the thing, right? So I went patchy, and then it got so bad to the point where I was like, I'll just go bald. So the school year started. I rocked up to school bald, and I went to a very snobby private school. Lots of great memories, of lots of good things, but they were very snobby, and didn't like that I went bald. It's just like, you can go to a 2 mil and that's it. I'm just like, well, I have a fucking disease, wanker. So with all due fucking respect, go fuck yourself. And my dad, I love my dad.
He's a legend.
I would die without your dad. I don't know what I'd do without him. But love Dad. But he had very strict and stern words with the school after that, and I never had a problem after that.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, love my dad. He is also where I get my musicality from as well. So,
yeah. Your dad's cool, man. I don't know him very well, but from the brief encounters,
he's quite a timid guy. But once you get him talking, he won't stop talking. So,
no, he's a good bloke.
No, he's good, definitely. But he's very supportive. He's the dad that I'm very lucky to have, and I think that more people should have a dad like him. Yeah. But anyway, he had very stern words at the school about that. Never had a problem ever since. I eventually grew it all back, and then it got to the length it did. And there's photos of me around somewhere with long hair.
Yeah.
but then it came back again. But
And
this time,
was that triggered again? Was it like a traumatic experience, something?
I'm actually trying to remember. It was like late 2021, late 2020, 2021 it started going again.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember what was happening.
That was when I was probably started meeting you, I think, because you had a bit of hair. And then I think I saw you again, then I was like, oh, hey, didn't that guy?
Yeah, it was early 2021 where I broke into the scene.
Yeah.
So it was my graduating year. I was in high school that year, my year 12 that year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came back again. I lost my eyebrows and my eyelashes.
Mm-hmm.
Hair was going patchy again. And it actually started here and worked its way up.
Yeah, okay.
So it wasn't patchy. It started there and then came back up like that. So everything just kind of closed off and went like that.
Yeah,
It got to a point where I had a little bit of like a tiny, like fucking overgrown. It looked like an overgrown pubic mound. Honestly, it was just so it was so gross. It was just a tiny little thing of hair, and I was tying it up in a ponytail just to keep it, and it was like this thin. Man.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go bald anyway, whether I like it or not. So I'm just gonna shave it off.
Is there?
Usually did, and then I've been like this ever since. I don't know if it's permanent now. It might be, but I've had.
Do you have a specialist or something? Or
I don't bother.
okay.
I don't bother. I saw.
Is there like a drug you can take? Like,
Actually, yeah. I had a customer come into Mega Music once. They had the same condition, and they told me about a medication that works. I'm not going to take it. I don't.
There's probably a ton of side effects.
Well,
They're
this
like,
is
you
the thing.
probably get
I'm
cancer, but
I'm very wary of that. But I don't have a problem with what I look like. I don't have a problem with
no, that's
what
good.
I have. I
wish I was like that. I wish no, because
mate,
I've had some very big self-esteem issues from.
Mate, I'm just confident about this. There's still like I don't have good skin. I didn't inherit very good skin. I have skin problems. Like I don't look that great. But my alopecia, I don't give a fuck about that because do I miss circle swinging now?
It's probably good you don't have to get
really.
a haircut because mine was balding at the front here.
Yeah,
and then so I've got to shave it all the time, and it's such a fucking chore, man. And but it's like fuck. I wish I could just grow it and not care, but then it's too patchy at the front, looks like shit, right. And then I'm like, well, then now I've got to commit to shaving it because if I let it go more than like 3-4 days, it starts looking fucking terrible.
Yeah, right.
But
well, I don't. Yeah, this is the thing. It's very popular these days to be proud of your identity, right? That's a big thing these days.
Yeah.
For me, I don't go around saying I have alopecia. I don't make it a part of. I don't go around saying these things. Everyone's
like a victim these days. Everyone wants to be. They want to be identified by their like.
They want to feel important, and that's all they've got. That's the main
instead
thing.
Of them say you're making music. And you're got a good personality. There's things that make you important. Whereas them, if you see some people now, they're like it's like their plight is their fucking personality. They make their whole personality around it.
Yeah, I've unfortunately was raised into that mindset and didn't have a great childhood because of that exact mindset. So I'm very, very in tune with how people think like that.
Yeah.
And I don't. I make a specific effort. I do have that bone a little bit because, you know, as a human being, as a product of as a child being a product of their parents, they'll just turn out that way, right?
Yeah,
that's just how it works. But
yeah,
I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about that mindset, and I've done really well for myself. I'd like to think
you don't want to make them things like shape, do you? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Because it doesn't get you anywhere.
No.
It doesn't get you anywhere at all. And it just makes people hate you. Like,
that's right. Or you just become like drag to be around.
Yeah.
Like I can get like that a bit sometimes because I've got some medical issues.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I get in my own head sometimes and make it like a problem. Yeah, or like, just get fucking difficult about things. I guess I can't help it. I probably could, but I try not to. Like I don't tell anyone really about my medical problems unless I either have to, or unless I'm comfortable around them. and need to tell them or something. Like say at work, if this or that comes up, I might mention, just letting you know. Or, so, but the thing is, my problem is people judge me by the way I look, a bit like because I'm skinny and they'll think I'm on drugs, but it's like I have other issues that.
Do you mind if I ask what do you go through?
It's really, really complex.
Okay, don't worry.
No, it's fine. I'll just paraphrase it a bit. But I was born with like half a heart, so so I got like a pacemaker, and I've had tons of like this corrective surgery kind of stuff, and then so obviously I don't put on much weight, or I eat shitloads, but I don't like keep on weight real well, and then so I used to take this real toxic drug called amiodarone, so that because I would get real bad arrhythmias with my heart. So my pacemaker stops my heart from stopping, keeps it at like a certain BPM, like 70 BPM, and then I take this medication that keeps it from going crazy because it goes up to over 200 BPM. So like I've had heart attacks and that from it before and all sorts of stuff. So then this would keep it at this certain level. And then I was taking that medication, and then that it's got heaps of iodine in it, so it stuffed up my thyroid. I don't know if you know what that is. But that's like your endocrine system. So that made me really sick, and then my hair started falling out and all that. So then I had to have this radioactive treatment to kill my thyroid. So I don't have that. So I've taken these like hormone tablets now. Not fucking breast ones.
That's a shame.
No, thyroid. Yeah, I'm actually a lady. No, but thyroid hormone tablets. So I take them now forever, unfortunately. But that makes me really moody, and I go up and down, and I'll like put on weight, and then I'll lose weight. Yeah. It's really hard to keep it at one level. And so then I was on. So then I had to get off that medication because that was really fucking my body up. Then so what I had to go to Sydney, and I got this procedure where they went through this like artery in my groin and go into like your heart, and then they cauterize. They find the problematic electrical signals that are making me have really bad heart rhythms, and then they cauterize them so that my heart will just beat steady, and then so I could go off that medication. They said, but it might develop again. But that was back in 2016, so it's been all right now for 8-9 years. So I haven't been on that medication, and then but then I have to take this other medication because then there's like they've got this like kind of pocket in my heart that blood kind of doesn't flow through properly, so I get blood clots. So I've had like a few strokes and that before. So now I take a anticoagulant. So then that's why I don't really drink much, or so I have to let my work know if I have an injury at work, I'll bleed heaps or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So there's that. But I find that people. Like I've had on heaps of jobs, people are like, oh, so fucking, what do you get on? What kind of drug? I'm like, hey, and they're like, you do a bit of gear? I'm like, no, man. They're like, oh. And I find that, and then I'm like, well, now I have to tell this cunt about my fucking medical history. Yeah. Just so they don't think I'm a drug addict. And I find it gets fucking tiring. But it's what it is. Yeah. And then that's why I wondered with you, do you get heaps of people coming up going, oh, what is it?
I do. I've had more good experiences than bad.
Yeah,
right. I don't like people touching me.
Yeah, okay.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
If I don't know you, do not touch me. I don't know you. You don't have that relationship.
Can I touch you?
Sorry?
Can I touch you?
You can fucking touch me anytime, mate. I came here for a reason, right? Not just a podcast, right? Okay. But don't touch me. Like, if I don't know you, you've got no reason to touch me. I'm not going to touch you. I went to Iron Maiden the other day, last week. I had God just touching my ass.
Yeah.
Right?
That's weird.
Yeah, it's fucking disgusting, mate. And that's not necessarily border related. I've had people come up to me and just like, when you're in the mosh pit, right? Okay, yeah. I don't care if someone comes up and just slaps you on the head and ball, because if you go into the mosh pit, you go in your own discretion. You're putting yourself at risk at your own discretion by doing that, right? So I don't care what happens in the pit. But if you're just watching a gig and someone comes up and does that to you, I'll turn around to this guy, because I take that so seriously.
Yeah.
I'll take that shit
weird.
So seriously.
It's so fucking weird.
It's disgusting, mate, because...
If you did that to a female, you'd get arrested, mate.
Yeah, no, exactly. And because we're men, we just have to take it. Like, some people would call that, oh, don't be a pussy about it. It's just like, well, I'm not.
Yeah, maybe I just don't like blokes touching my ass.
Yeah, you're just a fucking sexual harasser. Like, that's got you're just a dickhead. Yeah. You're a groper and you're a creep. So the fact that you do that to me makes me no question you do that to any woman you like, mate. So yeah, don't come near me. Don't go near any woman ever, and stay by yourself. Just stay at home, mate. Don't go out. Like I've had people do it to me at gigs all the time, and there's the gigs where I first met Our Demise. Those gigs that I had people do it to me there.
Yeah, okay,
and
shit.
I'd have it all the time. I don't know what it is about me that makes people do those things. Maybe that happens to more people than it probably happens to more people than they choose to talk about it, and I'll just feel this way. But it's disgusting behaviour, and those people who do that should fucking die. Honestly, because
it's just going into your like personal
zone.
zone.
This guy I'd made, and I turned around at him, I grabbed him, and I said, "Don't you fucking do that? That's not funny." And he laughed at me. Like, fucking piece of shit. So he just laughed in my face. Mate, I should have slapped the fuck out of him. I wanted to so bad, but it's the fact that I play in Our Demise and Furety.
Yeah,
I work at making music. People know who I am. Yeah, and if that comes out, it's really not worth it. Yeah, and honestly, fucking giving so much
enough reason to give us.
No, it's a good enough reason. It's a good enough reason. But what's not a good enough reason is giving that person my emotion. Yeah. Giving yourself to that and giving into how shit of a person they are. Yeah. It's not necessarily how much you're not any better than them. That's not true. But it'll be different for women, but when it comes to men and sexual harassment, there's sometimes you just got to put in a thick skin about it. Yeah. Because we are men at the end of the day. But it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen at all. And there should be more light on it. Yeah. Because I'm no stranger to it. And not a lot of men aren't either, most unfortunately. But yeah, that's just what happens, man. And something else to be done about it. That's what I believe in. If I believe in anything political at all, it's the fact that sometimes men aren't really seen the way we deserve to be. Yeah, definitely. Especially in this day and age. But I won't go into that. But with alopecia being bald specifically, people come up to me and they go, "Can I touch your head?" Oh, is that
why?
It's just like, yeah, exactly. And I just say, I had someone do it to me, and say just standing right next to me at a bar at the old convenience venue. Yeah. Someone walked up to me, really weird looking person. They just come up to me and they go, "Can I touch your head?" I go, "No." And Sage pisses himself, bro. He just goes, "Fucking dickhead." And I'm just like, but I'm not a dick about it because 9 times out of 10, no one's trying to be malicious. No one's trying to be a dickhead.
They probably had a few drinks and just having a laugh.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm not going to shit on someone for, in their mind, having a good time, right? They're just trying to have some fun. It is a shit thing to do. They need to be mindful of it, but they're not a bad person. They're not a bad person.
Harmless intent kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're not trying to be a wanker. They're not a wanker. They're not a wanker at heart. So I'll just say, "No, mate, you're not gonna do that." And he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate."
But
sorry.
If I rub it, will Jeannie come out?
Well, they say sorry, and I'm just like, "Mate, it's okay. Just be mindful that some people just don't like to be touched."
So don't apologise, improve.
Oh, mate, I'm stealing that. I'm using that. That's so good. But yeah, no, I've had people do that and just feel like they touch my head, and they just walk up to me and just do that. It's just like, I understand it might be a new thing for you, mate, seeing a bald person, okay? But don't fucking touch me, right? Especially because it's not just like a privacy thing, like don't come to my personal space. I've actively have a thing about people putting their hands on me. Yeah, okay. I don't like I'll shake my hand and hug the boys or whatever, just say it, but I don't like people touching me. I've had like women come up to me at gigs and just hug me. Like just because that's women. That's a woman's way of greeting each other, and that's fine. Yeah. But one, I'm seeing someone. Yeah, and that's a boundary there. 2, I just don't like being touched. Yeah. It's really uncomfortable when someone feels it's not necessarily that. It's the fact that they think they're entitled to your space. Yeah, right, and there's a boundary there. Like, leave me alone. You are not entitled to me. You're not entitled to my body. I don't know you. Okay? Like, don't come near me. Like, it's pretty simple. Just honor the respect of space with
Yeah.
people. Honor the privacy that people have for themselves.
Yeah.
We're human beings, okay? We're all human beings. We all have boundaries.
Yeah.
We all get just that bit uncomfortable when someone gets too close. Okay? Just respect that.
That's
boundary.
like people that come right to talk to me. I'm like, fucking man.
Yeah. That makes me think of something not directly related, but you know when people come up to you at gigs and they're trying to talk to you, and there's ridiculous, like the band's going, or
It's like, man, I
loud
can't
house
hear
music,
this.
it's just like, dude, don't even fucking bother. Like, I'm not
Then
trying to
I
be a
ask you
dick.
something, then you want to be nice, you want to be polite, so you go to like talk back, and then you're like, after you're like, fuck, that was exhausting.
Yeah, no, just because you're talking at the top of your lungs, mate. You know, I hate how venues crank house music. You don't need to have the house music that loud.
That was the last gig, and then if you're doing vocals on stage, you kind of don't want to talk too much. But it's like, but then before you're on, people are trying to talk to you, and it doesn't help. The music's fucking loud.
Yeah.
Between bands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, don't just turn the fucking house music down. Like, it doesn't need to be loud. People are trying to talk to each other. The sound guy who in charge of the sound is trying to talk to
bands,
each other.
you want a bit of a respite.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Like, and yeah,
and you want to be able to. And the thing is, not only that, you want to like between bands, you want to kind of network and go, hey man, that was a sick set.
Exactly.
Fucking, what's that setup you got going on there? That was really cool. I really love what you did there. But it's like, oh, really? And they're like, oh, yeah. And it's just like, oh, man, I really want to chat to that guy, chat to them.
Yeah,
and then they've had to shoot off because they live ages away. And then it's like, oh, well, I kind of wanted to, we had them on the bill. It would have been good to catch up with them. But I can't because your stupid fucking house music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Dear amps, dear Linnets, turn the fucking house music down for fuck's sake, Jesus Christ. I will call out venues any day for that shit. That's just dumb. I hate it. Yeah. But it's just ruins everything, man. You're trying to talk to people.
That's why at amps Australia, I just go back like downstairs.
Yeah, no.
But then it sucks because not everyone's down there and you can't really have a yarn.
And sometimes
it's just like, I just don't want to hear loud music right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I just listen to a band, loud as fuck. We're going to play soon. Yeah. I kind of want to get in the zone and.
I go outside. I go for a walk outside. I'll just go for outside. Go for a walk.
Go for a kebab.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just go and like if the band is shit, I'll go and have.
I'm definitely going outside.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm just like fuck this. I'm going out of here. But yeah, no, it's don't just respect people's boundaries, and if you don't know what they are, assume what they are. Okay, just assume someone doesn't like the touch because they fucking probably won't like it. Okay, fucking yeah. But yeah, that's I feel pretty strongly about that. Not a lot of people do. Not a lot of men talk about it. In fact, a lot of people just talk shit on men for speaking up, which is disgusting. We're all human beings.
Yeah,
we're all fucking human.
Yeah,
we all have the same rights. We all have the same entitlements. No one's different from each other. You know, just fucking. I don't get what the problem is.
Yeah,
leave people alone. Leave people alone.
And the other thing I have a problem with as well is people these days want everyone to know their business, like of their sexual preferences.
Yeah, no, that's
like everyone's going to be like, oh, I'm this. Just do whatever you're doing. Like, I don't want to know. I don't go, hey, I'm married and I fuck women. Like, I don't have to tell people that. It's like, you don't need to know.
Exactly. But isn't it weird how some people think that that's the most important thing about them that they need to tell people about?
It's like their identity.
But you or I are like, oh, yeah, mate. Oh, yeah, I'm Fabian. I play in a band.
I happen to be married or whatever. It's like, It's like, but it's not even like, it would never even come up there.
Exactly. No, because
it's like I go up to someone, how you going, man? I'm married.
So that's funny. That's just funny. It's
like, you go, man, I'm just heterosexual. Just
yeah. It's like, hi, I'm gay. Please touch me. I will like it. Like,
but it's like that's like I won't say too much. It's a guy I worked with swung the other way, which is fine. I worked with him for 8-9 years. Never had a problem with him. But problem was he would make a few comments when we'd be like, say, in a work vehicle going to a site. It's me and him, and we're in a confined space. And he would say things, and he's met my wife at Christmas parties. My kids are on my phone wallpaper. I got a wedding ring on. You know, I'm married, man. Like, when you'd make some comments and things nearly got really nasty because it's made me really uncomfortable. I'm like, man.
See how it could be anyone, though? It could be anyone. Like, doesn't matter. It could be a man, it could be a woman.
Even this guy, even this dude that I was on site with recently, is like, oh man, like I don't even know how it come about. I think I was sitting there, I was having a lunch or something. He goes, and he was, because I was like one of the younger guys there, and he was, I think he just turned 30 or something. I'm 38, and I think he's just kind of wanted me to think he's cool or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oi, bro, like, I fucking reckon I fucked over 100 chicks, eh?" I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that, man.
Yeah, I've got no response to that either. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
my response would be,
and I didn't even know what to
off.
say. I was like, cool.
Yeah, nah.
Sick, man.
What can you say to that? There's nothing to say to that apart from
just
you
like,
fucked over 100 chicks. How many STDs have you got, mate? Like,
and it's not. It's just like, I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to know what you're doing in your personal time, man. And that's like this, going back to that other guy that he's like telling me about his toy boys he's got, and it's like uninitiated, that part of the. I was like, man, I didn't ask you, man. I didn't ask you. I don't care,
completely
man.
inappropriate.
And it's like, if you want me to respect your sexual persuasion, you need to respect mine. That I don't need to hear that shit, man. And just like I don't go saying, "Oh, me and the missus last night" or something. I don't tell you because, yeah. It's just,
no, it's got.
But it seems like nowadays everyone's got to know everyone's sexual fucking persuasion.
I think that there's a bit of. I'm not calling anyone anything particular here, but I think that it's more. I don't think it's necessarily the desire to boast about your identity isn't the problem. The problem is the victim mindset we were talking about today. Yeah. These people have been raised a certain way. They are around a certain crowd. It's just how they're raised. Like how what your influences are. Like what's influencing you as a person. These are the things that affect you. These are the things that make what you are, right? Yeah. So depending on the person, right? If you've ever been around that kind of environment, and I was, I know what it's like. Yeah. That's the kind of person you turn out to be. Yeah. And and naturally, it's not the fact that they have anything particular they want to be known as a victim for. It's that they go around trying to find something to align with to align themselves as a victim of, right? Yeah. And this is not all.
They're the loudest though. That's the problem. Is they're the loudest.
Yeah. No, they can get quite ridiculous. And
you know, I saw the best saying online in a comment, and it was fucking awesome. It says, "We all need to become better strangers." That's like, I reckon that's like. Sums it up, man. Yeah, we all need to become 100%. Better strangers, because it seems with the internet, everyone's airing their dirty laundry on there, or everyone knows everything. And you see that about bands now. Everyone knows the inner workings of big bands, whereas it used to be such a mystery. Yeah, you know, now everything's like so fucking not televised. Like, what's the word? It's just out
public.
There. Yeah, it's publicised.
Yeah, publicised.
Yeah, so much now. Whereas I remember when I was growing up, you never knew anything about big bands. You would never even get to. It would be so hard to meet them, you know. But then now, it's so easy to meet bands now too.
I think that's a reason. Changing topics a bit. Sorry. That's a reason that I think that's one of the ways that in the last 20, 30 years the music industry has changed a lot, is because with the internet in the 90s and 2000s, the exponential growth of that. And the access to information is insane, and you can find out anything. Anyone can interview almost anyone. Yeah. You can message James Hetfield. No, you can't. He's not on Facebook. You can message Kanye West on Instagram. He's not going to respond. No, but he's there, he's right there.
Then you will see even there's guys that are fairly big. Say Ronnie Radke. You see him respond to shit all the time. And it's like you wouldn't, like fair few years ago, you wouldn't have thought you could message, say, Ronnie Radke and get a response. But I don't know if you watch his TikTok, it's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
it just responds, just trolls everyone. I find it funny.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, there's no... I'm not too familiar with his work. I know a couple of Falling in Reverse songs.
But he's a big personality.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, is that these people... Everyone has this platform now. Yeah. And the bigger name you are, you're exposing yourself to different things. Like, there's more people who will hate on you. There's more people who will like you. There's more people who want to find out things about you.
And all the idiots have an equally as loud a voice as the smart people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But due to the way our brain works, we're more prone to latching onto negative things. Those voices speak louder in our heads, at least. Yeah. And it just takes a bit of resilience to get over that. I've had plenty of people comment on Mega Music ads of how shit it is, right? I've had plenty of people comment on my own posts especially back in high school when I had no friends and no people who were like really, really close with or really, really gave a shit about me. No one cares what they say to you.
Yeah.
No one just honors you as a human being.
Yeah.
People don't do that. So, and that, I mean, the obvious thing is that screen allows you to hide behind. You can hide behind a screen. That's a simple thing. But the access to information is allowed because if you think about back in the day, take Metallica. The only way you could get an inside view beyond their albums, their vinyls you can listen to, and going to see them live, and the music videos that would occasionally pop up on MTV. Those are the three things, right? They may be every now and then there'll be a TV documentary about them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now those are really, really cool to watch. But the reason they're not thinking anymore these days, because when you're young, you're like, oh man, I wish I could talk about my band and my music and my history on my own documentary one day. But these days, people make vlogs. People stream, right? But you can make all these videos yourself. Yeah. Alpha Wolf, right? When I first got into Alpha Wolf, I love watching documentaries about bands, right? I love getting that inside info because I can learn so much from it, and you can feel that much more related to a band, and you can like a band so much more when you know the people. Yeah. This is one thing I learned from Mega Music. People first and business comes. That's Cudgeon's motto. Yeah. People first and business comes. Yeah. And it works for pretty much everything. Because if you give a shit about people, they'll give a shit about you.
That's right, yeah.
There's value there, and there's relatability, and there's a relationship there, right? There's important things, and that's what ultimately we as human beings need and thrive off of is community, right? Yeah. So if you can build that community and not necessarily like corporatize it, but if you can turn that into a business strategy to build a community of people who care about you and care about your music and stuff like that, then you can do that. You can just do it. And the way that you can do it is by making your own documentaries or your own vlogs or your own kind of... Patreon's one of the biggest ones these days. Yeah. Right? You can post anything to that and people will pay for it. Yeah. Like guitar tabs or special behind-the-scenes footage, live footage, exclusive live footage. Yeah. Like Spirit Box and Alpha Wolf are huge on it. A lot of bands are huge on it. Most bands are. But Metallica only have a few documentaries that are made by TV. They take their own time to make, and there's only so few. Yeah. Alpha Wolf, Sabian Lynch, who's one of my idols, guitar heroes. Not to be wanky about it, but I fucking love him. I own the same guitar as him. I bought the same guitar as him, and I love it. But he makes vlogs, and you can get an inside look into what that band, what they do, and the chemistry they have, the business they go about, the way they run the band, and you can just have a bit of fun just watching a vlog of like how
it's cool seeing what they get up to.
Exactly, it's cool. Like it's inspirational, and you can learn things from it. Sorry,
what was that?
What?
Oh, you turned around.
I thought you were looking that way.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
No, sorry. My eyes wandered.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But you can get bands themselves can build these platforms for themselves. They don't have to rely on anything else. They don't have to rely on a label or a TV show doing anything for them, right? Or
because you see everything with Metallica would be so highly curated, and I wonder how much input they have in docos. It's probably their managers going, "We're going to make a documentary," and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Well, what happens is like the radio station. Sorry, the radio station, the channel, the TV channel, whatever, the company, the brand reaches out to the label and says, "Hey, we'd like to interview such and such for this documentary," and then that's how it works. Nowadays, people can just do it themselves. Yeah, that's the whole point of businesses these days and bands and the whole world works because people are doing things themselves because
it's all DIY stuff.
Exactly, because you have all the resources yourself these days. Yeah, you can make a hit song on your laptop. Yeah, you can make a short documentary. You can make a short film with a basic setup. You can make a podcast at home and interview your mates and build a decent network for yourself, exactly like you've done, mate. Yeah, which has gained you a lot of success, not only here but it's benefited you and your band as well. And like you're doing well for yourself there, and we all kind of should probably do a bit more of that. I think. Yeah, a bit more business stuff to get ourselves out there.
Yeah, but, it's hard though.
It's hard work.
It's hard work for sure, and also finding people that reciprocate. Yeah, as well.
That's why you can't. Obviously, you're a bit different. You've got it, Fabian. You're a family man. You've got a band. You've got a full-time job. You've got other priorities. But if you keep at it and you work towards it, if you work for it, if you keep at it, if you learn things about it, and if you love it enough, it'll work.
That's why.
But you're casual. You're a bit more casual with this, but you still.
That's
like talking
that's
to people.
why I want to do. Otherwise, I don't think I'd do it, because I've had a few people message me, "Hey man, have you thought about this? Have you thought about doing this? Oh, you should do this." It's like, I shouldn't do anything, man. I want to talk to people. Yeah. That's what I should do, because that's why I started the podcast. I didn't start it because I want to go, hey, if I do this, I get to talk to heaps of bands, then I'll probably get gigs. It's not, and it hasn't really worked anyway, because I haven't tried that or done that, and it hasn't. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I've gone on here, like got people on and going, hey man. So anyway, now I've got you on here, you reckon, hook us up? That's never happened, and that's not my intention. And I just purely started because I just want to talk to people, and no one else is really doing it. And then I wanted to know a bit about Perth bands, because they don't have Wikipedias or anything like the big bands or anything like that. So to get no info about any of the Perth bands or know who they are or whatever, it's like near on impossible. Yeah. Unless you know them personally, which I don't, because I live fucking in Mandurah and I'm not in the scene. Oh, I wasn't then when I started. Yeah. Probably am a little bit now, I guess. But and I just want to talk to people about it. I love having a good yarn. Yeah. No, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. What I was saying is, people have gone, "Oh, you should do this, do that." And I was like, "No," because I know that if I do that, I'm going to expect numbers. I'm not going to get the numbers I'm expecting. I'm going to get disappointed, disheartened, and then I'm going to quit.
Exactly.
And I find that as soon as we did that with our band, when we did say a song, you kind of thought, oh, this is a bit more of an accessible song. We didn't write it because of that, but you always got that one song that's probably easier to listen to. And we're like, oh, cool. Oh, this should hopefully do well. And then it did way worse than one of our more full-on songs with fucking 200 BPM tremolo.
You're talking about War and Futility, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Futility did way better. And it's and the thing is, and then I kind of got a bit disheartened at the time with Futility, because and I was like, oh man, because I thought it was, and it's catchier, and I like the catchy stuff too, and I was like, oh, it sucks. I wish it did better, but it didn't. And then I kind of got bummed out, but I was like, no, I shouldn't have any expectations, because then say we put out Chrome Shadows, and that's got like nearly 3 times as many listens as Silhouettes, even though Silhouettes has a catchy chorus and all that, but Chrome Shadows is really, it's like hard hitting, and there's no long intro, nothing. It's just bang straight into it. Exactly. Actually, the intro is probably longer than Silhouettes. But
this is the thing, mate. It's about maintaining the audience's attention.
That's right.
Right. Yeah. So if you can,
I guess
if someone can listen to a whole song and go, oh man, if you can keep them interested for a short amount of time, every 20 seconds you're doing something cool. Yeah. Right. Or like just something. It doesn't have to be anything. It can just be something going on that keeps people interested. Because the Chrome Shadows, for example, that intro makes you suspend. It's just like, that's a cool intro. What's going to happen here, right? Yeah. And then you punch into this fast riff. Yeah. Big high energy 2-step. Break down back into the 2-step chorus section. Oh, that's the bit there. It's catchy. Oh, it's going back again. And then big call out with a big breakdown at the end. Sounds cool. It's produced well. It's good music, and people are going to go, oh man, check this band out. Yeah. They might not, no offense, they might not do that with a song like Silhouettes.
Yeah, because it's more of a musician song to listen to.
Exactly, yeah. So there's a bit more involved going on, and there's a few more technical things going on with the guitar, and there's a few more layers. That's a good thing. 100% it's a good thing, because that musical dynamic is extremely important for bands to have. Yeah. People will still love Silhouettes, man. Yeah. Like, people still love that song.
That's just it's not as easily accessible as the other song. Like it's to the point. And all that.
Yeah, mate. It's just part that songs like Chrome Shadows and Claustrophobia, and for us it's Flesh Vessel. Yeah, are just that more formulaic, and they just fit the algorithm better. And that's just
they're probably the more the songs. If you're going to introduce someone to a band, you'd show them. You wouldn't go, here's Silhouettes. I'll wait just for the intro to go through. No, this bit's coming. Yeah. This bit's coming up. It's just up here. Where,
Oh, this bit. Oh, no. Oh, it's not this bit and this bit. And they're saying that for 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's
just
right.
Oh, it's actually the end of the song.
Yeah. No, 100%. But getting back to what I was saying is that, I've got to try to temper my expectations with things. Everyone probably should as well. I bet everyone does it. And but that's part of the learning process. You learn what works, what doesn't, and then that's with this thing why, people have said do this, do that. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'll probably I want to try and do a few more reels with things with it, just so people can see what it's about and get a glimpse of the episode. But as far as like pouring time and energy and money into it, it's not going to happen because it's not organic then, and it's trying to make it something that's not.
Yeah.
And I don't have the time.
Well, this is the thing that if you ask me, sinking time and money into things, learning what works and what doesn't, what about songs makes them go, what promotional tactics are going to work better. These give you experience, and that experience, the experience you get doing these things and learning how they work, is absolutely fucking priceless.
Yeah.
It is priceless information that you can only learn by doing it.
That's right, yeah.
And that is why, if you ask me, that's why Dark Matter have done so well, is because they are older guys in their 30s now.
Yeah.
Who have the experience in the local scene. They've released music. A couple of them have done tours. They know how it works.
Yeah.
And, Sedative and Daybreak, the Daybreak guys as well. They were on tour when they were 16, man. Like they knew what to do. They were like, no, let's go.
Yeah.
And we'd like to imagine that we can honour the bands that we love and are influenced by, and that we can go and see in our backyard here in Perth locally by following in their footsteps.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty big inspiration to us, and we hope that we can make these bands proud by following along in their footsteps and showing the world what Perth has got to offer.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't say I'm a massive fan of a lot of the things that go on here in this city, in this scene, but it's the bands like Daybreak, Dark Matter, Bit of Sedative, Pincer, and my own bands. Yeah. Our Demise, Furety, and you guys as well, that make me... It's those bands that are doing the things right, who have a good network, who we can meet and interact with and have good experiences with, and good mates with, that make me motivated to get out there. Yeah. And because, sure, breaking out of Perth would be awesome, right? That's the best thing ever. I would love to get out of this fucking city. I would love to go to Australia. I'd love to get out there. I'd love to put in the work, gain experience, and go and do this thing.
It is cool, yeah.
But how much better would it be if I could do all that and bring Dark Matter with me? Yeah. Bring Daybreak with me. Bring all that stuff. Obviously, they, if anything, they would bring us. We're nowhere near that. We're 100%. I'm not going to say that, but that's the idea. Yeah. And I would love to just have that sense of pride because there's a lot of things happen in the Perth scene in this kind of world that I'm not proud of and that I don't want to be associated with, that you know of. And there's things that I want to leave in the past, and there's a lot of things that I would just like to leave behind. But nonetheless, they've made me what I are.
That's right. It's all
part of it.
It's all part of it.
It's all part of the motivation.
It's
all part of the reason. 100%. Definitely.
Yeah. We should probably wrap it up anyway because
it's a long one.
Quite long in the tooth.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's been a good chat.
No. I'm excited for this to come out, man. This will be cool.
So I'll put all the links with it, and anything else you want to get out there?
I'm trying to think. Come to Mega Music.
Buy stuff.
Buy my stuff. Listen to Fabian's band Infinite Exile. Check out Chrome Shadows. Check out Silhouettes. Check out my band, Our Demise, Furety.
Hurry up and release some music.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm fucking trying, believe me. I'm trying so fucking hard.
Ben, stop going to amps.
Shout out to... Not that I'm popular and it's worth shouting them out because I'm no one, but shout out to you, Fabian. Shout out to my dad, All Love. Shout out to Cool and Sage, Jake, Cody, Neo, Prudence, Cudgeon, Darren, Lee, Joe, Rory, everyone at work, because I want to thank people as much as I can.
Yeah,
and
pay it forward,
mate. Something I'm quite passionate about is honouring people when they've helped me when it matters. And that's because I think people need to hear that a lot more often in their lives.
Yeah, definitely.
They need to be told thank you. They need to be told the good things. I think that if any opportunity comes up to tell someone something good that you've done for them or a good experience you've had, it should be said because people don't hear it enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sure.
With that being said, thank you for having me on, mate. Appreciate it so much.
Anytime.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yes.
Appreciate it.